Where's my dragon?
Hello everyone, welcome to a one-shot on our channel. Here our intrepid band of heroes is a little bit leaner as we only have Seth, Isaac, and Andrew joining us via Discord at the moment.
Hello.
Yes, there
Hello.
he is.
Oh.
And the setting for this one-shot is a world much like our own. Modern day Earth, essentially, with only a few notable differences of that magic, as in the sense of the D&D world, is real and common, as are the many races that inhabit your average D&D game, from tieflings, gnomes, halflings, dragonborn, all sorts of fun things. But the other big difference is creatures such as dragons, devils, demons, and all those wonderful beasties that are your common foes in most D&D games had been dealt with and banished at the end of the First World War. And so the world goes about fairly normal, most of the harrowing bits happening between the wars of mortals and humanoids, causing violence against one another. And here is where our story begins, as our three potential heroes had all been called to New York City by receiving letters in a black envelope that was then opened, revealing a piece of white paper with only a address to where they are currently meeting, a black circle-like hole, and a stylized red T. The three of you come in from different directions in the bustling streets of New York, as you are actually on Wall Street. People in suits, men, women, humans, elves, orcs, half-orcs, all bustling about in business suits, talking on their phones, much engrossed in their own world to really notice anyone 2 feet away from them. This is a world that does not have a current pandemic. We can have that bit of fantasy right now. But you all are gathering. Is there anything specific about how you approach the area?
Is my store on Wall Street, or
Is it?
yes?
I wouldn't say it's on Wall Street. It's probably very close to Wall Street.
Am I leaving my store?
If you were going to this meeting location, you probably would have to leave your store.
All right.
I'm probably just like normal ass clothes, like a hoodie, some like shorts, just walking to the meeting place.
Yep.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It is the middle of the day.
Okay.
It's about-
Well, then I just walk up.
Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Alright.
I just walk up and I'm checking my surroundings. I'm just looking around.
Okay. And you, Seth?
Yeah, I kind of have like a dirty chef's apron on, and I'm kind of hustling over to the meeting spot.
Okay. So, as you all approach, you all immediately do take notice of each other, as you're the ones that aren't necessarily in business suits, and you all seem to be converging around a similar location. Actually, the bull that sits in Wall Street, the statue of the bull, if you're familiar with New York, pretty recognizable landmark, you're all kind of converging on that location. So, why don't we start with Seth? What do the other two notice as you approach the location?
All right, you guys. So I'm just walking along, kind of rushing in here by the bull. I'm kind of looking at the bull. I'm just like, man, wish I could talk to this bull right now. And you guys see a big lion man with the tail kind of wagging around, and wearing a chef's apron, and I'm just admiring this bull.
Okay. Isaac,
Okay.
why don't you go next, and we'll finish off with Andrew.
You just kind of see me walking up. I kind of have just like a hoodie, some regular old shorts on. Walking up, you can see some horns sticking through my head. They kind of look like a ram's horns. See a tail. It's a tiefling. You can see a tiefling walking up.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm probably just checking out the bull too. I'd probably look in your direction like, okay, a little out of the ordinary because you're wearing a dirty chef's uniform.
Yep. Andrew, and what do you look like?
You see a 7-foot-tall man made of concrete gray stone walk up. He's wearing a not all black outfit. He's wearing some designer brands, like really expensive shit. And he walks up and he takes a puff on his cigarette. He goes, "What are you jokers doing here?"
Ha ha! Hello there, sir! Would you like a sub?
And I pull out a big, like, to-go bag of subs.
Are you a vet by chance?
You say, are you a vet?
Yeah, we in the war.
What are you talking about?
We in the war.
I'm a
Actually, Seth loves
Navy
that
vet,
thing,
yes.
You're what?
A Navy vet?
A Navy vet, have a free sub, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Andrew, what were you saying?
Oh, I said I couldn't really hear Seth.
Oh, his character was asking if you were a veteran.
Not quite. No, I'm not.
Well then, no free sub for you. But, I'd be glad to give you a sub for $10. Any sub you want.
So as you're all kind of gathered around the bull, you're kind of looking around. You can notice it's New York, bustle of people. And so as you're familiar with this area, you spend a lot of time kind of walking around here, like the times that you get out of your shop. And what you realize is as you're by the bull, you've seen this statue before. It's iconic. You've seen it a lot. But you notice something a little weird. There's actually a manhole, like to a sewer, next to the bull, that you could have swore up and down was never there before. And you look down and you actually see on this manhole a very similar stylized T.
Does everybody see that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I see it.
Did you guys get the letter of the T and the black circle?
I pull it out of my pocket and be like, yo.
Yeah, I pull mine out of my coat.
Very well, I guess we should go down this hole.
And I guess I lead the way and I go down the hole.
Okay, so you touch the manhole?
Yeah.
So you reach out and you touch the manhole, and there is a flash. Just like a camera. Like the flash of a camera. And nothing happens, and you guys all look up. Everyone around you has stopped moving. The three of you are moving and looking around, but all the stockbrokers and traders have all frozen in place. On their phones, some mid-stride, not moving at all. But all of them are not.
Can I touch one?
Yeah, you go up, you can touch them, you just like pat their face.
Yeah.
They're still warm to the touch, they don't move, even if you like try and push them, they're unyielding in their stance.
Well, this isn't good for business.
But, so as you're kind of sitting there looking around, Isaac, I believe you're the only one with the high, not you and Andrew, I think are pretty good. Andrew, what's your passive perception?
Get to my stats real quick. Passive perception is 16.
16. Isaac, I know yours is 15. Seth, what would yours be?
My passive perception is 8.
8. How is it 8? It's a base of 10.
You got a -2 wisdom.
10 plus your
Yeah,
wisdom.
I have a -2 wisdom.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So, you, Isaac, your character, and Andrew's character notice as there is one other person not frozen that appears to be walking towards you. It looks to be a half-elven woman in a sort of just business suit, holding what appears to be some sort of clipboard. Horn-rimmed glasses on her face, and she walks up and looks at the three of you. I believe you were the three that were contacted. Should you please show me your letters?
Show my letter.
Yep, I pull mine out of my pocket
I
again.
hold in mine too.
Right. And what were your names, just to allow me to confirm?
Reigel FrostLight.
Reigel, of course. Mr. FrostLight. Or should I say Lieutenant FrostLight? And you?
1 second, I have it.
Okay.
I think it's Azglon.
And what of you, sir? Looking at you, Andrew.
My name is Sid.
I will need your full name for this, sir. Not the moniker.
My name is Obsidian Falls.
Okay.
But you have permission to call me Sid.
Very well, I will call you Sid.
I didn't come
And
up
of
with,
you.
oh, Azglon. I didn't come up with the last name, so I don't know.
Just think of
Oh, Bile. Azglon Bile.
And of course, Petty Officer Baba. If you, the three of you, would please follow me. My employers and the organization in which I represent has a great interest in speaking with all of you and offering you a proposition. And she turns and starts to walk down Wall Street. Everyone's still frozen around her.
Yep, I'll follow.
Okay. You're led through Wall Street for a
Also
bit
following too.
to a pretty unassuming office building, it would seem, that melds in with all the others. And she opens the door. Right this way, please.
Okay.
And you all step in, and as soon as you step in and the door closes, you can see through the windows. Movement on the street resumes. You enter a very nice, modern lobby. Some plants and some planters off to the side, some seating areas, desk. You see a couple people milling about in like black suits, very nice attire. And you see above the front desk is the symbol that was on your letters. The lady turns to look at you. Again, half-elven woman, black hair that comes down to about her shoulders, very well kept. Gentlemen, if you would please follow me up to the 8th floor boardroom, we will give you a very detailed description as to what you are getting into. However, if any of you wish to step out and not take this any further, I completely understand. I'm giving you the opportunity to do so once now, and then there will be another time later. Although, if you wait till later and you wish to leave, there will be magic cast upon you to wipe any knowledge of what was being told to you from your memories.
I'm good.
Can I bring my subs?
But of course you can.
Yes, of course.
The sub fetish.
Very well. Please follow me. And she leads you into an elevator. She hits the 8th floor, and you ride up. It's very smooth, fluorescent lighting, some elevator music before playing. The doors slide open, and it looks like a pretty normal office building. You see people in their cubicles, and they're not like full up to the ceiling cubicles. They're like, if you're sitting down, it's about neck height wall cubicles, so that people are looking, like typing things out on their computers, looking at each other. Sid, this is actually pretty familiar to you, for you. This kind of looks like the office building you're very familiar with as the home base of your current employer. What it looks like when you're in the office buildings of them.
Okay.
Yep. And you're led into... Oh, go on.
What we were supposed to wait for her to go into the break room, or we were supposed to go with her?
No, she was leading you to the meeting room.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of gauge
So you all come into a very nice boardroom. Large table sitting there, a projector sitting in the center of the table angled at a screen. Please, would the three of you take a seat?
I sit down.
I sit down as well.
Before we start, can I have an
I'm gonna
assistant?
sit down.
Can I have an assistant bring you anything? Coffee, tea, water, a soda of some sort?
I'll do some tea.
Tea? What?
It surprised me.
All right.
Do you have Italian dressing?
Italian dressing. To drink?
To put on my sub, of course.
Let me send one of our interns to go look.
Very well.
And for you, Sid.
Cup of black coffee, please.
Black coffee, French roast.
Of course.
Very well. You see she kind of taps something onto a tablet that she picked up. And you kind of see one of the people at one of the desks stand up, a younger looking half-orc, kind of look around, nod, and go taking off to go gather the things that were requested.
So I sort of pull this belt that I have to my side. It's kind of like this metal belt with like plastic tubes in it, and I say, "I was just kidding." And I pull out the sub and I kind of squirt like a kind of like a ketchup bottle that pump that has Italian sauce in it, and I put it on my sub and I start eating my sub.
She's like, "All right, I will cancel." Yep. You just made a young intern very relieved that he didn't have to go run somewhere to go try and find Italian dressing. But she sits down and she dims the lights in the room and clicks a button on a remote, and the projector comes to life, and you see the symbol again show in front of you on the screen. Gentlemen, you were each called here because of your specific skills that you have and the outstandingness that you had within your current outfits, or in some case, past outfits. I represent a group known as the Tartarus Collective. As I am sure all of you are aware, in our world, long before most of you were born, in fact, I believe, yes, definitely before all of you were born, the creatures such as demons and devils and dragons were banished from the world at the end of the First World War. Sound agreeable?
Yes.
Of course.
Yep.
What if I were to tell you that is not entirely correct?
I shit myself.
Then I might want to call a janitor, because banishment was not as complete as many people believe. Certain things still linger, and that is why the world governments have approved. Oh, yes.
How long ago was this war?
This was World War One.
So
I
like
was
from
born.
nowadays.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so
we're
how-
talking like
yeah.
2020 Earth,
Okay.
and this all happened at World War One.
Okay, yeah, so I was...
No, you were definitely not alive, or you would be absolute. There are some elves that have been alive that long.
Well, I can line... Never mind, just go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think you can live like that long and still be pretty youthful.
No.
No, but like if one of you was an elf, then perhaps, maybe. But that banishment was not necessarily as complete as many people would like to believe. And so the world governments and the UN have formed and approved the creation of us, the Tartarus Collective. And we have been functioning since, about halfway through the Second World War, when people started to, on the battlefield, figure out and find some of these entities were still alive. We have been spending a great deal of time trying to gather individuals that can handle these sort of threats. And your previous service in the U.S. Navy, the Army, and Marines.
Navy SEALs, actually.
Yes, sorry, I apologize, both of you are Navy men. The SEALs. And Sid, with your work with the Gigan and the DGSE. They have all of these outfits have recommended you as potential recruits for us. So what we are offering is a chance to protect people from the threats that they don't realize exist. And we do greatly hope you say yes. Your pay will be substantial, of course. I know most of you, well, I'm not sure about Sid, but I know the two of you have been not active duty for quite some time and don't necessarily have equipment at your disposal. We will happily provide it. Sadly, these creatures are very resistant to modern firearms, so older technologies and magics are required. Back to the days of, slaying a dragon with a longsword and all that.
Dope.
My battle axe has been put away for some time and is hanging on my mantle at my shop.
Do you wish for us to potentially retrieve it and see if we can hone it to make it a little better?
Why, of course, and why not? It's by a sub.
I'm sure the intern will, that I said. I mean, they are famous. You
Of course.
clearly are as good of a cook as you are, so.
Reigel's FrostLight subs, the best in the world.
Yes.
Or New York, at least.
Yes. He types out another one. There will be an intern retrieving your axe, sir. Now, are there any particular questions or concerns or wish to back out on the offer?
No. I would love to serve for my country. I will never back out on a chance to protect my
Well,
country.
Mr. FrostLight, this is more than just your country. This is serving the world as a whole, actually.
Well, even better.
Yes. Well, I'm very pleased to hear that. And from now on, you may continue, of course, continue to hold the ranks that you previously had in your past service, but also you all now, this is something you could only really flash to a world leader, a representative of a government in the United Nations, or the head of state of whatever country you're currently in that would recognize this title that you have.
So what agency are you in that has all these connections?
We are the Tartarus Collective.
Oh, right, the Tartarus, the Tartarus.
Yes.
Tartar
and
sauce,
by
I need that.
No, more as in the ancient mythical prison from Greek lore. Is more of what we are.
Like spicy things?
I normally do, but I need to be able to talk.
Yeah. Those things.
Otherwise, I would eat the ghost pepper chips. But I need to be able to speak. So. But yes, we are more in reference to the Greek and Roman lore of the pit in the underworld that they threw all the nastiest beasties. Per se. And the rank that you all would be gaining is Wardens of the Tartarus Collective. That is the rank of every active field agent that we have. You will not be active all the time, of course. You will have certain items, a watch, or whatever fits your personal sense of style better, that we can send a message to tell you when your services are required. Of course, that will all be handled when we get you all into the armory and outfitted again. But we do have a job that we would like for the three of you to undertake as soon as you possibly can.
Well, with the beat,
What was that, Sid?
I trust him.
Very well.
If the DGSE sent me here, then I trust their decision. I'm in.
We trust their
Well, I will,
recommendation. You are a very effective agent. Actually,
Thanks.
can Seth, Reigel and Aslan, please make me history checks?
That's not one of the things I picked up as
Ooh,
proficient.
that's
is it?
very bad. Yeah, I got a 2. Minus 3 to history.
Ooh. Didn't you? Wait, how do you have two negatives that big?
Because I got a 5 and a 7.
And didn't you get something else below that, or did you not roll a 7th time?
I rolled a
2? 3? You had to have rolled a 3 or a 4.
I have a 5 in intelligence and a 7 in wisdom.
Which one is history?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Oh god. 9.
Okay, yeah. The acronym DGSE means nothing to either of you. You're guessing it's some other country's alphabet agency, but you don't know what country or even what exactly they are. But yes, of course, we actually requested the 3 of you for particular reasons in dealing with this threat. Sid, for your local knowledge, as the current issue is actually occurring within Paris. And the other 2 of you for your affinity for divine magics. As we have reason to believe that there is some sort of demonic or devil activity happening within Paris due to a string of odd deaths that the local authorities cannot quite ascertain the nature of.
I have a question.
I will attempt to answer.
Could your underlings, could they fetch me my baguettes, so I could make baguette subs for Paris?
You will not be departing right away.
Awesome.
I can send a message to the one retriever.
I can prepare.
All right.
Easy.
All right. Now, as I was saying, we don't have a lot of details as to the nature of these deaths. Although every single one of them has a single thing in common. The victims vary from age, all of them are of the age of 18, at least. They vary from male to female, all appearing to have died peacefully in their sleep. But they were all, many of them were perfectly healthy. After autopsies, no evidence of seizures, embolisms, heart attacks, anything. Just going to sleep healthy and awake, and never waking up again. But it is not as though they are comatose, they are very much so dead. All vital functions ceased, no breathing, no heartbeat, and as far as magic can tell, no discernible soul remaining within the body.
Can I make a religion check to see if I would...
Yes, you can make a religion check. Anyone can make a religion check.
Fuck, mate.
That's
Intelligence.
I got a 4.
10... 14. Because I am proficient in religion.
Is 15.
Alright, 1 second. You got a 15, Andrew?
Yes.
Okay, and you got
14.
14. Okay. The 2 of you, this pretty much lines up with some sort of demonic or devilish entity. Definitely. As for which exact one, it's really hard to tell.
Because it's so long ago.
They're so long ago, most of it is like speculation books of like history. Also, not to mention, even with like you being a clergyman, it's one of those where lots of devils and demons can do that.
Yeah.
Ascertaining the exact one from this current information, frankly, it's impossible, to be honest. You can make an educated guess, but you don't have enough to make an educated guess anymore. But yes, that is the current situation as we are appraised of it. And the 3 of you would be, of course, mobilized as soon as possible if you were to accept.
I'm just shaking my head like, yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do I take that as a yes from all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know Ascalon and Sid are. And what of you, Reigel? Would this be something you are willing to undertake?
Why, of course.
Wonderful. Let's get you 3 to the armory then.
Very well.
Or before that, do you have any more questions of me, perhaps?
How much time will I have to have my French braid for the journey?
Well, we have a plane that can be, well, actually, the plane that we have needs to be prepared. So it would not be until tomorrow that you would depart.
Tomorrow, just enough time.
Yes, tomorrow in the evening, that is. So that you will arrive in Paris at about the same time as when you left, based off of the speed of the plane. Let me check. I'm trying to think about time zones, right? Yes.
Jet lag's gonna be so fun.
The jet lag hopefully will not be too horrible, but you have as much time as need be. Granted, we would appreciate if you took care of it as soon as possible to prevent any more unnecessary deaths. But take your time, make educated choices, and thorough investigative measures. Well, was that your only question?
Yes. Do you know like what town or something that we would be going to? Or is it just Paris?
Paris.
Okay.
Paris, France, as in the city.
And would you have someone there like tell us like where to go?
We do have accommodations prepared for you, as one of the field offices is ready to accept you, of course. I do believe that Sid's contacts from his work will be greatly helpful. Would you agree with that, Sid?
I would think so. I think it's high time I go home.
I feel as though your employers recommended this because they did want you to have a chance to come home. But, is there any questions you would like to have for each other before we get into a more...
I asked like what because they said divine magic. What sort of magic would you be good in?
Well, the magic of making great subs, of course.
I just start laughing. I just start dying of laughter.
Would this be easier if I simply shared your personnel files with each other so that you may all get a better grasp of each other? Or, of course, sharing it verbally is a little less invasive.
They can look at mine. I don't care. I have nothing to hide.
She hands each of you, Sid and Reigel, a personnel file of a Chief Petty Officer Ascalon Bile. Fairly well decorated naval career as not only a naval chaplain but also a doctor. Very renowned. Many reports of times where he used his connection to nature and the tempests itself to clear a storm or to trap a pirate vessel off of the coast of Somalia in a small water cyclone to avoid them from fleeing. Recounts of people he has saved from combat injuries, and many glowing recommendations of his character. As for the other two of you, would you mind or would you prefer to verbally share it?
I don't remember too much of my past, so go ahead and share.
Of course. You are both shared the file of Lieutenant Reigel FrostLight of the Navy Seals. Very decorated career. Based off what you gather, he is definitively a paladin of some sort. Very efficient in combat, stalwart, unflinching, very much the first to run and last to run out kind of guy. And some of those cases are even last to run out due to being dragged out after a particularly hard contusion to the head based off from an IED. No shrapnel hit him, but the shockwave did damage his brain slightly, leading to memory issues.
Reigel scratches his head while you say this.
Well, it's in the file that they're reading.
I know.
Yeah. As you guys read it, Reigel kind of scratches his head a bit. Very well. And Sid, would you be comfortable with your new teammates having access to your files, or would you prefer to tell them?
They can look at the file.
Alright. You were both shared a file of a Mr. Obsidian Fonks. Born in France, Obsidian Fonks started his career as a member of the GIGN, the International French Ghetto Marines. And to the two of you as Americans, the French equivalent of like the FBI or the US Marshals. And the GIGN is specifically more like the SWAT team version of them. So like FBI SWAT. So you kind of get to understand that. Before he was scouted and recruited by the DGSE, the French intelligence agency, their equivalent of the CIA, essentially, where he has been working as an agent for them since. In America, as an agent of them, making sure to keep tabs on any threats that may be coming from organizations within America, not necessarily the American government themselves, but also as in case something were to happen, as an ally that can jump out of the shadows. As the relationship between America and
Kind of
France
like
is still been-
researching like terrorist cells. They're like,
Yeah.
because that's like a big thing here.
Yes. Or highly militant nationalist groups.
Yes.
That jump out in the backwoods of some states. But yes, well, I'm glad that the three of you have gotten acquainted with each other. Please follow me to the basement where we can get you all into the army. Reigel, I believe your axe has been delivered to them, and they are making sure that it is in tip-top shape. Alright. So you are all led back to the elevator, and this woman hits a button for the second sub-basement of the building. And of course the elevator ride goes smoothly, pretty cheery music playing, and the door is open. It's a pretty, from what you've seen so far, this has been a very standard office building. And you make your way into this other building now, and it is a
We're vibing,
large,
bro. We're vibing.
very well lit by harsh LEDs.
Can I make a roll for a vibe check?
No, you guys are all kind of vibing together. You kind of get along so far. You all have like a similar level of like intensity of personality, but also you're starting to kind of feel the camaraderie of it. Yeah, I can respect these guys.
While we're in the elevator, I kind of I pull out a mini like sample sub and I kind of like give it to Sid, and I'm like,
Here, Sid, just a taste, I guess. It's half a sub, but it's a good sub.
I'm still just munching on mine every once in a
The
while.
subs that
What's on it?
What is on the sub, Reigel?
Well, what would you like on the sub? I can make anything on it.
Well, what's on the sample you've prepared?
The sample, of course, is the finest of the Italian sub. It's got meat, lettuce, tomatoes, Italian dressing. Wait, no, hold on. Italian dressing. And, of course, the secret ingredient that I cannot share with you.
Yep. It is
My love.
It is a very delicious sub. You can tell that the bread was baked fresh today. The dressing clearly Reigel has made himself, and as a good artist, you took that in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
And as a good sub maker, he did refrain from putting it on until right before consumption, so that the bread did not get soggy and fall apart.
Indeed, I did.
I take a bite, and I say, horseradish. Is that the secret ingredient?
Why, I told you the secret ingredients. My love, of course.
Your love tastes a lot like horseradish.
Reigel just looks down at his feet for a second.
This is a magnificent sub. I love horseradish.
It's not horseradish, goddammit. Stop saying horseradish.
Oh, I think the three of you will work together just fine.
I'm just laughing, just in the corner.
I believe it up to you if you wish to operate under any code names within the organization. If you ever need to reach me, I am simply to be referred to as Nightingale.
Nightingale, okay.
Nightingale, yes.
A very pretty name for a very pretty woman.
Why, thank you very much, Reigel.
I'm married, of course, but she does not care if I look but cannot touch, of course.
Oh, right.
Would you like a sub?
Why, of course.
Not that sub. Ha ha ha
Why, thank you, Reigel.
ha. And you sub.
Thank you. Now, and the doors open and you start walking down this hallway. It's lit by pretty harsh internal, like, fluorescent lighting. Very clean metal hallway, and it opens up, And you are in a room that can only be described as an armory. You see what appear to be people in lab coats, like techs, walking around. You do see some people in what appears to be almost combat armor, at some sort of firing range with like testing out like bows and crossbows and things of that nature. You see some people holding some swords, wailing on some training dummies off to the side. On a table, Reigel, you do see your axe being fussed about by a couple of these techs, it seems.
I sort of stand behind them, looking over their shoulders, analyzing what they're doing.
Yep, they seem to be completely ignoring what your looming presence. You see that they are making sure that the edges are sharp, that there are no cracks within the metal, that it will not break if you hit someone or something too hard with it.
Very good, gentlemen. Very good.
And I pat them on the shoulders. I squeeze their shoulders.
They look at... Oh, thank you, sir.
Very good. Very good.
They seem very, they seem very charmed. You do notice a few different things. You do notice that they have actually... And you can tell you've been a soldier for a while. They actually enchanted your axe for you.
Well!
And you see as a halfling man kind of walks over in a lab coat. Well, actually, a halfling woman in a lab coat walks over. Ah, you are the new recruits, correct?
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Warden Reigel FrostLight, Warden Obsidian Fonts, and Warden Ascalon Bile. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am the head of our R&D department. I am simply referred to as every one of our heads of R&D department before me as Hephaestus.
Hephaestus.
Yes,
Very,
the Greek god of forging.
very unusual name. I like it.
Yes.
By the way, the pleasure is all mine, miss. Out, can't touch. Here's a sub.
Thank you. Well, Nightingale,
just
they
gonna
appear to be
follow.
very charming.
I'm just gonna follow him around and
she
laugh
says,
at
they
everything.
indeed are. Is there anything else you three might need? Feel free to... Oh, yes.
Do you have a flail?
That would be a question for Hephaestus. Is there any other questions you can ask me in terms of your
I thought that was
logistical... Your logistical and organizational of the organization questions?
Would the organization be up to writing me a Yelp review for my business?
You would actually be surprised at how many of our employees have eaten at your establishment
Very
before.
good, very good.
And they always come back with glowing reviews.
Well, that warms my heart.
Do you remember that order about 2 months ago for the large party, like the 3 large party subs?
Yes, but I mistaken it and I made a giant 12-foot long sub.
You did, and it worked
Yes.
just fine.
Yes,
for
of
us,
course.
As
Yes,
it was
of course.
actually, we did request that actually.
Oh, indeed.
Yes, it was delicious. Many people were very amazed, including Hephaestus, on how you made a piece of bread of that size hold its shape.
We have a large oven.
Very well. I will be going back to my office. If any of you need me, Hephaestus will, of course, get you outfitted with the personal style of communication device you would like, and feel free to send me a message if you need anything else. But I will be taking my leave. And she turns around and starts heading back down the hallway to go upstairs. And you're left again with Hephaestus. Alright, so, the 3 of you, are there any particular things... of course, Reigel, I'm familiar with the weapon that you have of choice, of course, your axe.
Yes.
I will have levels of combat armor for all of you, although, Sid, I believe you are better off without combat armor, that is?
Yeah, I prefer no extra added weight. I do have a question for you, Hephaestus. And I reach into, like my coat, like at the back of my waist, and I pull out a 3-segmented staff attached by a chain, and I pull it and it attaches into like a full-on, like 6-foot-long staff. And I ask if Hephaestus, can you enchant this for me?
Of course. I can, of course, have some of our artificers do that. What kind of enchantment were you potentially thinking of? Or do you wish to just allow me to have creative...
I will give you creative freedom.
I think you will enjoy what I can do for it. As I'm sure you can tell, Reigel, we do have some runes prepared on your item to allow it to accept an enchantment. Did you have anything specific in mind, or would you like for us to go off of our best judgment?
Possibly a cold enchantment to maybe help me make sure the sandwiches that I make are chilled, of course.
All right, something with frost and ice. And of course, Ascalon, as a cleric, I know you all have different tastes in weaponry, and I believe your nature, you trained with martial weapons as well.
Yes.
Do you have a preference? A flail, you said? Correct?
Yes.
Alright, we have some flails that are prepared with enchantments. Some that are preparing to await an enchantment if you had something in mind.
I was thinking lightning.
Lightning, of course, to go along
Very
with
nice choice.
Actually, I believe we actually have a flail enchanted with lightning already. Of course, with that flail, would you like some sort of buckler, shield, or would you prefer to have a great flail? I'm not sure what style.
There's a fucking great flail.
There is, because I made it up. And
Fuck, I'll take a goddamn great flail.
Alright, a man that likes to use both hands for his weapon. Very well. I will make sure that all of those are ready. We will have...
Do you have a heavier set of
combat
protective?
armor? Of course we
Yes.
do. We have one ready for... Well, actually, if you allow us to take your measurements for both you and Reigel, I'm sure we can have something ready. Very quickly. At least before you depart. We would hate for you to leave this establishment and building unprepared. As you have just joined our ranks, we want to make sure you are on the best of terms and at the best possible advantage. We would hate for you to go out and immediately be wounded in the field. It does not make sense logistically, and morally it's quite heinous.
Yeah.
Very well. Alright. You guys are kind of like looking around this place. There's all sorts of weapons. You're free to test out any of them you like.
I would actually like to test out the great flail.
Once they're preparing the great flail.
I thought you'd... Oh,
No, they're not done with it. I'm saying while you are waiting for them to have your
Alright.
weapons prepared for you.
I'll test out a different flail, something that they already
Yeah,
have.
a great flail to like get the feeling of like swinging it around.
Yes.
As you guys have like trained with like melee weapons and martial weapons as soldiers, but you're all more familiar with using firearms because you had your axe because you were there. Because you were the doorman. When the shotgun wasn't doing the trick, you took the axe down to the door. But yes, of course, you all test out various weapons. You get like familiar with the use of the great flail. It's not that different than like swinging around a sledgehammer, which you've swung a sledgehammer before. It's getting used to how like the arc of the head of the flail itself moves that you're kind of getting familiar with. And actually Sid is able to help you with that as he is very adept at using staffs and stuff, especially how his staff works, how it does fold out to simulate those sort of swinging bits to give you a better feel and understanding of it. But eventually, Hephaestus will come back to the three of you and say, alright, after having your measurements taken, we've made sure that some of our suits of combat armor are prepared for you two. And you both wish to have the heaviest possible version, correct?
I will, because...
And you, Reigel, do you prefer a heavier armor, a lighter armor, or somewhere in the middle?
Heavy armor, of course.
Alright, of course. Alright, well, all of those are outfit. So, first, would you like to see the armor or the weaponry?
I would like to see my cutting battle axe, of course.
Of course you would, Warden Reigel. Or would you prefer Warden FrostLight?
Reigel will do.
Warden Reigel. Very well. Here you are, and she hands you your axe. It's your same normal axe. You see that the runes on it are now, however, charged. You can feel the magic within it. It is currently a +1 axe. As for exactly what else it does, you are giddily encouraged to test it out by Hephaestus on a training dummy. Please, by all means.
Would you like to blow on it for good luck?
I'm quite fine. I would hate to mess with the enchantment.
Of course. I've overstepped my boundaries. I apologize.
You are fine.
And I slash at the dummy.
So as you bring your axe across, you wanted a shield as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You bring your axe across this dummy, and as it moves across, you do see that this sort of, as it's swinging, like, mist of, like, fog on a day, as the dew sort of comes off, as, like, it's clearly enchanted with some sort of icy net. And you slash across the dummy, and, of course, the axe cuts through it, and then you also see shards of ice form along the cut. Please, try it on one of the moving targets.
I'm gonna attempt to throw it at a moving target.
Okay, yep. Roll. Well, you automatically. It thuds into the target, and as the target's kind of sliding around the tree, as soon as you exit it, it actually slows the target. Alright. Would you like to retrieve your axe?
Of course.
And it has, of course, one more effect. Try it on one of the retaliatory targets. A target that will retaliate back.
Alright.
So you swing your axe across, and then you notice as the target comes to swing like its simulated claw at you, the arm slows a bit, making it a little easier to dodge.
So when I attack it, or
So yes, after you hit
when
it
it's
with the axe.
attacking me?
When you
So
hit it with the axe,
Afterwards.
its movement seems to be slow.
Okay.
So essentially, what your axe now does, it is a +1 axe. It does an additional D6 of frost damage. A target hit by this axe immediately has its movement halved until the end of its turn. Its movement is halved. It then also has to try and succeed a DC 12 Constitution check, or have disadvantage on its next attack
Oof.
after being struck by the axe. And next, what would you like to see next? Sid or Ascalon, would you like to see your weapons first? Which one of you would like to take the lead?
I can go last.
All right.
I'll take my flare.
All right. Ascalon. Very well. She hands you the felt. You can feel again the magic within it and the charge of electrical energy. Whenever you're ready, Ascalon.
Alright, swinging at a dummy.
You swing at the dummy and you swing the flail. It's kind of like spiked head comes crashing down through it, destroying the dummy. You see the charred bits as it shocked it a bit. Now, Ascalon, again, try it at one of the ranged targets.
I throw it?
Stand a little closer, actually, about 15 feet, give or take, distance.
I can just swing it?
Yes, just swing it.
Okay.
So as you swing it, you watch as tendrils of lightning lash out and rake across the target. Alright, so functionally how your flail works, it is a great flail. So that means it does 2d6 piercing from the spiky bits of the flail. It also does 1d6 lightning, and it has a amount of charges that are 5 charges per day. It recharges 1d4 plus 1 on a rest, and you can expend a charge to have these lashing tendrils of lightning lash out at a target that is 15 feet away from you and deal 2d10 lightning damage to the target
Okay.
after rolling an attack with the weapon. Sound
Yes.
understand it?
Yes.
Okay. So do you want me to actually I should write that down if you're not writing it down. But.
Well, mine, I can't edit it still.
Right. Okay, 1 second.
So, Reigel is kind of looking at this sword, and he holds it up, sort of like He-Man holds up his great sword and says,
I shall name you Frostbite. Ha ha!
and sheathes it,
All right.
puts it on his back.
Now I want to come up with a name for mine.
Yes, of course. You have to name your weapon. It is a tradition in our Navy SEAL family of sorts.
Plus 8 to hit with this actually.
I feel like lightning's wrath. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Damage plus 4 for that. Sorry about the pause as I'm trying to get this. Isaac is not currently able to edit the sheet that we
No.
were writing his stuff on, so taking a bit.
good, right?
It's pretty good, yeah. It tastes like apple juice.
Yeah.
And I haven't had apple juice in a while, so.
That'd be fucking dangerous. If, like, you didn't know your limit.
All right. So you have that. You have yours, and of course, last but not least, obsidian. What I was yes, what I was actually able to do is a couple things. Of course, like everyone else's, it is now, and yours isn't necessarily purely combat increased, as it was very effective in that already regard. Although I did adapt it a little bit due to your Earth Ganassi heritage, and your attunation to it. Of course, like the rest of them, it has some magic to help you overcome anything that might be resistant to things of that nature. However, I have also made it so that the chains themselves are now magical and can now expand a little farther. So, and that doesn't really make it seem like it's that important, although it does allow you to lash out with it a little farther, giving you a little more reach with it. So essentially, your quarterstaff now essentially has a reach of 10 feet, so you can hit someone that's 10 feet away from you with it.
Okay, cool.
The other thing is I made it so that with an enchantment that the rock that is made of is a little more mutable to your will. Think about a shape, like a hook or a blade or something that you would like for the staff to take the form of at the end.
I think about a cube.
You think about a cube?
Yep.
One end of the staff forms into a solid rock cube, as you think.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yes. So mechanically, what that means is, as a bonus action, you can change the ends of your staff to either become blades, so they can become like slashing weapons, hooks to be piercing weapons, or just normal bludgeoning weapons, or they could be like a hook to hook yourself up onto a building to climb, or things like that. Became very versatile.
That's pretty good. I like that. I'm a fan of that.
All right. I hope you guys will. Now, in terms of the armor for the two of you, and of course, Obsidian, we are not forgetting you. Granted, you already dressed fairly dapperly, but as well as that, all of you are going to be provided, if you wish to wear them, these. And you look into a part of the wall, and there are 3 very finely tailored suits of black with a red undershirt, a gray vest, and a red tie.
I'll put mine on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, each of these suits were custom tailored for you all. They are not armor, however. They are simply to look the part. Oh, before I forget, here are these, and she hands you each a handkerchief. It's a black handkerchief with, of course, that stylized red T on it. Very well. All right. Now, for the two of you, we have these, and she and 2 of her assistants in the lab wheel over a cart, and it opens it up, and there appear to be these 2 black bodysuits of some sort. These are armor. They provide excellent protection, are still remaining lightweight, and you are able to wear them under your attire without anyone being the wiser.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on underneath.
Yep, for sure. Essentially what these are is they function like full plate.
Very nice.
Yes, so in essence you both have full plate. In terms of this as well, the 2 of you, the 3 of you actually, would you prefer a communicator in the form of some sort of pocket watch, a wristwatch?
I'll do
I'll
a
take
pocket.
mine as a ring.
As a ring, we also have cufflinks, a lapel pin, whatever seems to fit your more personal style.
I'll do a pocket watch.
Pocket watch. And for you, Reigel.
A golden whisk. To whisk my whipping cream for my, of course, coming soon, ice cream. Reigel's FrostLight ice cream.
A whisk is a little conspicuous.
Yes, of course, I should
I
have thought of
apologize.
that. My watch would be fine.
A watch? Wristwatch or pocket?
Pocket watch, of course.
Pocket watch, of course. But that just means I have to give you each some more equipment. As not only do you have your communicators, which for Sid is of course. Is it alright if I call you Sid?
Yes, that's fine.
Sid is of course a ring, and it is a very nice ring, like gunmetal colored with like black and then a red T, of course, symbolizing your affiliation with Tartarus now. Your 2 pocket watches are of a similar gunmetal color. Fairly, you can see the stylized T embossed on the outside, not colored, but you flip it open, and it does have like a digital display of like the time. And you can choose it to display as analog or digital, up to you. If you tap on it, you can then send communications within the Tartarus Collective secure network. Yours functions as well, except for yours, Sid, actually projects a slight holographic screen to interact with, while theirs is more of a touchpad.
Tap the T to project the hologram.
Of course.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, the 2 of you, when you do open yours, the top of it is actually very similar to the design of Sid's ring. It is that black background with the stylized red T for you. And so you can close it and it's all just fine. But now we have to give you, of course, your wristwatches, as you can use them. Simply these are, well, for the 2 of you, they're more than just wristwatches. I would suggest you wear them on your non-dominant hand for whichever, well, actually you need a wristwatch, but he needs a special one. Let me double check this. Right. Sorry. We have so many of these things and they look very similar at times to provide not a modicum of suspicion. But she hands both Sid and Alskalon 2 very nice wristwatches that they do set as like communicators that are personal for your group, as not the entire collective. And also they are allowing you to synchronize. She also says they also have GPS locators synced to each of your other ones, so that if one of you gets lost, you can recover them. And lastly, for yours has all the same features, Reigel, except if you see this button, she points at like a 3rd button off the side where it's like the dials to like adjust it. If you press that, try it.
Reigel presses it.
It folds out into a full-size like shield.
Woohoo! Very nice!
I thought you would think so.
Very nice indeed. How do I work this infernal thing? Just press the button?
Press the button again, and it folds back.
Of course! I press the button again.
It goes right back in.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm glad that the 3 of you are happy with your outfitting. Is there anything else I might be able to... Oh, by the way, I'm sure you were kind of wondering how your flail becomes a little less conspicuous.
Yes.
If you notice halfway up the hilt, you notice that there is a faint... You feel that faint carving of a T.
Mm-hmm.
Press into it. The staff part collapses in on itself, and the top of it actually comes down.
Is it a cane?
It does turn into a cane. And like the spikes retract, and so it's this kind of like ball-headed cane.
Am I just carrying around a battle axe?
Well, we didn't want to alter it too much without your express permission. We can make it so it's a little more subtle if you like.
No, it's fine. It's fine just the way
Well,
it
we
is.
do have something that can still help you without altering the axe itself. And she hands you what appears to just be kind of like a leather, like, holster. There you go. If you would like to put that around your waist. And the rest of it looks like just like a normal belt to like lace through your pants. Now put the axe into the holster.
I put the axe in the holster.
As he puts the axe in the holster, it pulls out and it looks like he just simply has a cell phone on his head with an illusion.
What kind of cell phone?
What kind of phone would you
Flip
like?
phone, of course.
Yeah, just an old school flip phone. Just
Of
kind
course, a flip phone.
sitting there kind of in a black leather.
I cannot work the infernal touchscreen devices.
Is it due to the claws?
That and the fur.
Ah, yes, that would create an issue.
The touchscreen, yes, it's very...
You would think that they would have, with fur bulbs in them, you think they would have, find a way to take care of it. Don't they make gloves for that? If they don't, maybe I should.
Yes, but it's too much my hands sweat when it's in the gloves and it's just...
Oh, that does.
It
sound-
makes a mess. I don't enjoy
That
it.
does sound like a pain. Perhaps I can try and find a way to make that a little easier to help some people out. Well, thank you for giving me an idea for a project, Reigel. I believe the 3 of you are free to go about your business before you set off. For tomorrow, at least. Unless there's anything, of course, you need more of me.
No.
All right.
I'm all good. This is.
Reigel thinks for a second and looks at this woman.
No, I mustn't. I mustn't linger. I have to go home to my wife and prepare the French bread, of course.
I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just like chuckle like a little girl. Just.
All right, everyone. Would you be? Do you need someone to lead you out, or do you think you can find a way?
I think we can find our way.
All right. Well, do not be strangers. Feel free to come visit anytime, as you are now officially part of the collective. And I always appreciate a visitor. If you need any upgrades to your equipment, first you have to go through the proper channels. However, if you're doing a well enough job and the council decides to see it fit to upgrade your equipment further, come down here with their expressed signature on the document, and of course we will upgrade anything to your heart's content. So you all make your way back into the elevator and are on the way up. You come back into the lobby. Is there anything you would like to do before you leave, or ask, say to each other?
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Very well, I have lots of things to do.
Did they tell us where we're meeting?
They did not.
I'm gonna ask somebody where we are meeting.
Are you gonna ask like someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to like one of the, like the.
You see kind of like greedy looking him, and he's like, hello, how can I help you?
We are recruits, new to here.
You're the 3 new wardens. Yes.
They said
what can I do for you, sirs?
They said we're leaving tomorrow.
Right.
Where?
That will be something sent to your communicators at a closer to time of departure, as for confidentiality.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just making sure.
I would not have access to that. I apologize.
Well, thank you, and
you're very welcome, sirs.
I'll walk out the door. I'm just gonna tell them, see you guys tomorrow. I'll just go to my home.
Yep.
Get psyched up, and go to sleep.
I quickly travel to my store, and I enter and I start talking to my wife.
All right. And what of you, Sid?
I'm just gonna kind of walk out the door and find a dark spot and just disappear real quick.
So as you kind of like go into this, you do get you hear a message, you hear a faint beep from your ring.
I tap it.
Yep. And a message comes up and it just says from Nightingale. Sid, 2 questions. First,
Yes.
This is a text message and it reads out. It reads out in her voice, so you're guessing she like vocally transcribed it and then it sent the voice recording as well as the visual message.
Okay.
First, do you have any place to stay tonight? Also, would you prefer to go by your code name from your previous work, or will Sid suffice for all measures?
So Sid should suffice, and yeah, I have a place to go tonight.
Very well. And you get a message back. Very well. I wish for you to have a nice night's sleep.
Thank you.
A similar message comes to you, Ascalon, asking if you need accommodations as you are not from the city. Also, if you would prefer to just be referred to as by Ascalon, or would you prefer to have a code name?
I like Ascalon.
Okay.
And would I have had a?
Oh, you probably came into this city recently. I mean, you probably had like some hotel you were staying at.
Yeah, I have the hotel.
Mm-hmm. It was not like anything super nice, but what hotel are you staying in?
I'd tell her the hotel.
Would you prefer to perhaps be in the plaza?
Sure.
Of course, we can arrange a room for that.
Awesome.
So you have accommodations for the night in the plaza hotel.
Dope.
Yes. Very. Alright. You see your wife. Subshop functioned just fine without you for a little bit. Do you tell her all what happened?
I go up to my wife and I say,
Dearest lover, I must go on a mission. The Navy has called upon me once more to fulfill my my need for speed. Fast and Furious reference. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I must go on a mission with the Navy. But I will be back very soon. We must cook French bread as well.
That can definitely be done. And where are they sending you?
They are sending me to Paris.
Well, you better come back with a gift of some sort.
Well, of course!
Good.
I will think of something.
Good. And she will, of course, help you start getting the French bread ready and the baguettes. Alright. The next day comes and you are each given an address. And Reigel, you know, like, the address of, like, the international airports. This is an address of, like, down by the docks. It's by the docks.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you all arrive punctually on time?
Yes.
Early?
I'll try to arrive early, but with New York traffic.
Yeah, you're walking.
Oh, walking is good.
I mean, unless you want to try and catch a cab in New York City.
No, fuck that.
I was about to say, up to you, but woo, not recommend.
I arrive punctually with of course my cell phone and a bag of subs, freshly baked French bread, of course, and my belt of condiments, of course, and my suit as well.
Yeah, I'm probably wearing mine.
Right. You were like those one suits you were they were provided, and those are the only suits you have right now. But you all kind of convene at the docks. Anything anyone's gonna say to each other, or is it just kind of like a silent couple nod greeting?
I have prepared breakfast subs for everyone.
I would love one.
Reigel, I was hoping you would say that. I put out my cigarette on the bottom of my shoe and put it back in the pack.
Oh, very nasty habit. But anyways, here's your subs.
I just hide my vape in my pocket.
Wait, what did he say?
I hide my vape in my pocket as he's saying that to you.
No, what did Reigel say?
very nasty habit.
Up yours.
Well, that wasn't very kind, but I suppose we're a team, so I'm obligated to give you this breakfast sub.
So as you're kind of waiting, you're all sitting, you're kind of waiting there, eating your breakfast subs, pretty well relaxed. And when you're kind of sitting there eating your subs, kind of on this pier, people kind of moving around. Not many people moving around. It's early in the day by the docks in New York City. You're just kind of off near like some shipping containers off where a massive cargo ship would probably be loading or unloading, but none of them are here at this point. And you can notice the water in front of you starts to get like disturbed, as if air or something is coming down to it. And you kind of hear like a humming of an engine very faintly.
I'm gonna look up.
You look up, you don't see anything.
Feck.
And the humming kind of gets a little bit louder. It sounds like it's getting closer based off the Doppler effect. And then in front of you, just apparently air opens up and you see a door and a staircase kind of like comes out and comes onto it, as it appears there is some sort of hidden aircraft waiting for you.
Dope. Well, who wants to be first?
I will take the lead, of course.
Right? You step up and on to the aircraft. Enter. Seems to be the interior of a very nice private jet. You see a table. You see appears to be almost like a mini bar. Some very nice seats. And you do see kind of standing at like the front. You do see a very well dressed Air Ganassi man in like a pilot's uniform saying, "Ah, Warden Reigel, I presume."
Yes, of course, and you are?
I will be your pilot. You may just simply call me Airy.
Airy, what a lovely name.
It's simply a code name, sir.
Of course, of course.
We'll have the other two wardens here as well.
Yes, of course. Everybody, it's safe up here. Come up.
I walk in.
Yep. Warden Ascalon. Airman Airy. I get it. It's a little funny. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Sid, do you also come aboard?
Yeah, I come aboard.
And Warden Obsidian. It is nice to see another Ganassi.
Yes, nice. I give him a handshake.
He gives you a handshake as well. Well, gentlemen, if you would please find your seats, I will return to the cockpit. Also, Nightingale wished me to inform that there are luggage. There is luggage in the overhead bins for you. A few more suits. Some more infiltrator-ish casual guard, and of course some toiletries. But of course, the hotel you are being put up in is very nice. Wonderful view of the Eiffel Tower. Stayed there when they sent me on a layover there once. I'm rambling, aren't I?
Harry, I have a dire question to ask you.
I may have an answer, sir.
Would you like a sub?
I of course would, sir.
Of
Thank
course. It's French bread, of course.
you. You both were in the Navy, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what type of vessels did you serve upon?
Fuck. I would say like an aircraft carrier because
Aircraft
it would be probably the best for a
Yeah.
doctor.
Yep.
I traveled on many,
Right, you were a SEAL. weren't
Very
you?
well,
You
yes,
were,
yes, yes.
Right. I personally was a Harrier pilot before they...
Harrier pilots.
Yes, on the USS Louisiana.
Is that would be like what this is? It's probably a VTOL.
It's a VTOL type, but it's clearly more advanced than any plane you've ever seen. Yeah. But yes, useful experience. And to be honest, I can't even complain that this doesn't have guns on it, because it does.
Yeah, I would think that something this advanced would have some sort of guns.
Of course. And granted, that was one of my biggest complaints. Like, oh, you're just going to have me be the guy running. I'm rambling. We need to leave, don't we? I'll talk to you over the intercom. And he goes up into the cockpit. You just take some seats.
I just take a good
Yeah.
seat and I
Yep.
kick up my
The
legs.
voice of Harry comes over. All right, if you gentlemen could please buckle your seatbelts as we get up into cruising altitude and I get this baby flying. I promise to make it as gentle as possible. No, but you all do buckle up in these very nice leather seats. They're very comfortable. They actually even have massage buttons on them. Like, you are working for not only are you guys like secret organization now, but they take care of you so far. Yep. You do feel the plane rise, and it rises fast but steadily. There's no jerk of sudden. He slowly accelerates to a cruising altitude, to a high enough altitude. Then you feel the kind of shift, and then you feel the plane start to move forward. And the voice area is like, "All right, gentlemen, you are free to move about the cabin."
I get up and go to the bar,
Yep.
make myself some sort of drink, probably like a martini or
Any type. There's all types of booze you can think of. And it's not like it's like 12 different types of vodka. It's like just high shelf of whatever kind of high shelf vodka, high shelf whiskey, from like all over the world.
Is there any like like engraved things or anything?
Like, what do you mean?
Like just engraved knickknacks or like bottles of whiskey and stuff?
Oh, there's some very intricate bottles of like Irish whiskey.
Can I like talk on the intercom to the pilot?
Oh yeah, he can hear you pretty easily from there. Yeah.
Captain Aries, may I take a bottle for my wife?
Sir, actually, you need a bottle for your wife. I actually, if you want something even better, I know of a very good vineyard that sells wine in Paris, and they have a shop. The vineyard is, of course, out in the countryside, but they bring the wine to the shop. I think I could, of course, if you need something for your wife, if you are more on the mission, I'm there to wait until you leave.
Of course, of course.
So I will be there in case you need close air support, a fast evac. But if you want to give me some money and I can run and grab you something for your wife.
No, it has to be personal.
No, I understand.
I will go by myself, of course.
No, but I can of course come with you
Of course.
to help you. In fact, if any of you need, I've been to Paris a few times. Although, Sid, I'm sure you don't need any help navigating Paris.
Oh, I would be just fine. I can even be stupid.
Of course.
And then I go to the whatchamacallit, to the bar, and I pour out like the top shelf whiskey and just crunch on the glass of the bottle.
The glass of the bottle.
I'm just like with like a like a big cup under it. Don't waste it.
Yeah, so there's now a really pretty, like, you just kind of emptied out a pitcher. Like,
Fuck.
you got a pitcher of whiskey. And it's like really high-end, like Irish whiskey from a distillery that's been around longer than most of you have been. All of you have been alive.
I'm just looking for like a flask. Like fuck.
As you're kind of looking around, Eric says, you looking for something, Escalon?
A flask.
I believe that's actually, they put one in your luggage. I think each of you actually have a flask. I believe most agents are given a flask. Granted, I understand why. Most of the stuff you guys have to see, I couldn't imagine not going through it without drinking.
Well, the wife doesn't like me drinking alone, but I suppose this is a special occasion, so...
I don't think you're drinking alone, sir. I mean, from now on, at least if you guys are in a squad, you'll be drinking with company.
Very well, good enough for me.
Got your back, sir. Ari seems to be kind of like a younger guy. Looks like he's probably like 23, 24. Like, you can tell he's a good pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely real clean, smooth flight. All right, gentlemen, you've only been in the plane for like an hour, 2. Like, all right, gentlemen, we're going to be arriving in Paris in about another hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've been cruising. You know, we've kind of, the sound barrier's a dot behind us at this point, boys. But yeah,
Break some windows as we go.
yeah, I made sure to only hit over the sound barrier once we were already over the ocean, over the Pacific. The Atlantic. I didn't want to shatter anybody's windows, especially in New York. Can you imagine how pissed everyone would be? Talk about blowing the cover of the agency, right?
I walked over to Reigel, and I say, Reigel, when you land in Paris, I have French subs to show you. I believe that you will be delighted at the intricacy of the delicate flavors.
He's essentially saying that he knows of like a bistro that has like a sub that he's very familiar with in Paris that you can sample and try.
Yes, possibly. I don't really try any other subs besides my own, of course. But for you, Sid, I might make an exception.
Thank you very much.
Listen to the picture.
I also, Reigel is going to take a flask and fill it with the finest, let's see here, the finest Irish whiskey you have.
Yep. That is currently in the pitcher.
God damn, alright, 14.
So that bottle definitely gets drank. It would say, yep, don't make, in case any of you are worried, don't worry, anything you drink on it, it's part of your benefits of the job.
Oh.
I mean, they're making you fight the monsters that everyone thought was gone. The least they can do is give you some good booze, right, guys?
Reigel is going to pour a gin and tonic, and he's going to take a sip and say, what the wife know won't hurt her, right, guys? Of course.
My lips are sealed. But the rest of the flight goes by wonderfully smoothly, and you do eventually, like, all right, boys, we're going on the descent. If you could please buckle yourselves back up.
Yeah. Buckle up.
All right.
I buckle in.
So you guys do come down, and you feel the plane kind of reach a level of equilibrium, and then actually instead of like flying forward, back fly like kind of to the side. And then you do feel yourselves touch down.
Wow, this is a lot more smoother than the LaGuardia landing. I've been in that. That's horrifying. It's like landing on Mars.
Oh, hey, I grew up in New York, sir. Trust me, LaGuardia.
You miss the landing, you end up in the ocean.
You know it. All right, gentlemen, and Ari actually kind of walks out from the cockpit. Well, we're in the field office's hangar. So we can walk on out. We just have to head up to top of Paris. It's actually, I made pretty good time. So, you know, we kind of left New York at like 9 a.m. It's 8 a.m. here.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Just think of it like daylight savings time.
Yeah, that actually
that might help you because
perfect
like
way.
that's the benefit of like how fast of a jet. I gotta kind of like time it where it's not necessarily like we could have arrived like where it wouldn't have been a single time difference except for the jet lag.
So where are we now?
You are in Paris, France.
Okay. Well, where are we? Like
In some sort of field office. You guys haven't stepped out of the jet yet.
Okay. I step out of the jet.
Yep, you step out. You're in a hangar of some sort. You notice that the plane has actually finally decloaked whatever illusionary magic was on it, keeping it concealed. It's weird. It looks like it's almost a mix of a Black Hawk and a private jet.
Oh.
But it's very sleek, very thin, kind of like pointed, 2 big engines on the back, and it does have that sort of stylized red T on it. They were able, and you kind of, as you all look out and kind of like look at it, you realize, man, if this thing couldn't turn invisible, it would not be subtle at all.
Yeah, probably.
Harry kind of looks at it, it's like, you think what I'm thinking when I first saw it, right? Good thing they can turn it invisible.
Yes.
I mean, I hardly ever get to see it with the actual paint job, but it looks really cool, right? It's not just me. And you actually notice that like the cockpit windows, the outsides are tinted red, and same with all the other windows alongside of it. They're not red from like the inside, but the outside pane is tinted red.
Reigel walks up to Sid. Sid, you said you had a lead on this investigation. Oh, I guess he's a little passed out right now, passed out drunk.
Actually, I think I saw him in the head.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the head then.
That would be the toilet.
Right, the head, yes.
Yes.
But is it a 2-person,
not on the plane.
single person?
Yeah, not on the plane.
Is there a bathroom in the office?
Oh,
that
no,
I
of
can
course.
use?
Here, go. You kind of points out. There's the elevator that will lead up into the rest of the field office. I'm sure they can point you to a bathroom right away. I'll wait here for Sid.
I walk up to the tiefling. What's your name again?
Ascalon.
Azgold?
Yes.
Okay.
Azgold, watch these subs with your life.
I like. Anyone gets your.
Reigel unclips his belt of condiments, and he also hands it to Azgold.
I'm like holding him like.
Very good.
And I rush to the bathroom.
Yep. Go to the bathroom. But you guys all eventually.
I pop out a little bit. I pop out my head. I'm like, can Ariel hear me from?
You went like a floor up to the actual field office.
All right, I'm gonna walk around and see if I can talk to anybody.
Yep. The field office here actually is a pretty where you're first at. You realize that you're. I'm trying to remember the name of that river that runs through Paris.
River of Love. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the river that runs through Paris.
I don't know it.
Yeah, I couldn't look it up, but to save some time, you are in some sort of office building next to the river, and currently, the lobby looks pretty similar to the lobby in New York. Same sort of thing of like the symbol up top. Yep, you are in an office building that appears to be overlooking the sign, and I probably mispronounced that, but
I probably would have done it worse.
probably. But
Horrible with names.
but you are overlooking that. You end up going to the bathroom. Everyone else comes up.
Well, I haven't went to the bathroom yet. I'm looking.
Hi, Andrew. I appreciate it. That is literally what Isaac just showed me on his phone. Thanks, buddy. But you are.
I haven't went to the bathroom yet.
You haven't gone.
I'm
to
looking
that.
for somebody to talk to.
Yep, there's people at like the front desk. You know, some other people are coming.
Excuse me,
Alright, I'm back.
Who's at the front desk?
It is a female half-orc.
excuse me, young lady.
Oh yes, bonjour, sir.
Do you have any, we, of course. Do you have any, reading material for me to use the bathroom?
I believe actually, let me check. I think we actually keep some things in there because it's stressful work environment.
Of course, of
Escape
course.
to the bathroom, and I'm sure. Actually, yes, there should be some magazines actually in each stall.
Okay.
I go to the stall and I look at each stall and see what's in there.
There is a assortment of magazines in English, French, every language you can think of.
Any food magazines?
There are actually some food magazines.
Okay. French food magazines.
There are.
Are there articles about subs in there?
There is an entire article about. There is an entire magazine that is essentially a sort of like all like where to eat in Paris, and it's like divided by like types of fare, so you can go to the section of subs.
Reigel spends way too much time in the bathroom.
Yep. So eventually,
I'm just sitting there like,
so you
like
come
doing
out.
the
You
pee
come out
dance,
of the
just-
plane, and you see Aerie and Ascalon kind of waiting for you. Ascalon holding onto like a bag of subs and Reigel's condiment belt as you were using the bathroom in the plane. Hey, Sid, you ready to head on up?
Oh yeah, man. What's going on? Why do you have all those condiments, dude? Where's Reigel?
He had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's what I heard over the watches. Oh, he needs to learn to turn that off.
Just through the watch. Hey, shut your link off.
Why
You just hear. Yes, of course. Oh, very good, very good. Oh, very good, very good. Oh, that's a good one. All right. Mark it,
And you hear a rip of a page, and then a flush of the toilet, and then Reigel comes out of the bathroom and walks down the steps.
As you guys come up through the elevator opens and you do see Reigel walking out of the bathrooms.
Reigel has a piece of paper that he slips into the back pocket.
I'm just like, here, as I run in there.
Thank you.
As I run in and use it and go out.
You go into the same time, you notice that there is a food magazine, you notice that there is a page ripped out of it. And you notice, like, based off, like, the alphabetical bit, you see it would be, like, the page or two about subs and sandwiches.
You just hear from the bathroom just someone dying of laughter.
You must have found the nudies. Oh.
I mean, it's France. I mean, they're kind of a little more... I hope you're not being offended by this, but it's a little more, you know... They got new beaches, right? I mean...
They don't have magazines?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, they do.
In the bathrooms?
Maybe. I don't know.
Let me go check, and I run up the stairs.
Oh, no, the bathrooms are on the main floor that you're on. You don't have to run up this.
Okay, I go in the bathrooms and I check for...
You hear the door of the bathroom open again, and another stall. The stall next to you actually opens up.
Reigel sits down and starts flipping through all these magazines trying to find...
There's not like Playboy or something.
Right.
But there are some ones that are like fashion magazines. Like there's some perfume ads that are just very much like covered by like barely like that very thin like piece of cloth for like women's perfume.
You hear scratching.
I would have walked
You
in
hear
and just like kicked the stall door open.
you hear
Another stall next to you. So you will hear all in like the 3 stalls of this bathroom.
you hear scratching and a...
Ah, yes, very good, very good. Smells like pantyhose. I like that a lot.
I'm just in the
So the
next
3 of
stall.
you get to hear Reigel say that.
I'm just in the next stall, just dying of laughter again.
Hey, quiet it down over there. I'm trying to read these magazines. Scratch and sniff.
Eventually, you all find your way back out into the lobby. And you see that Aries actually talking to a tiefling woman with like bluish, like sky blue skin, and they seem to be like talking quite a bit. And you notice that, oh, hey everybody, how you doing, guys?
Good now.
Oh, yeah, you guys were in there for a while. Sorry, was it my flying
Yeah,
or?
there's a lot of grunting from the stalls next to me. I don't even know what's going on.
Yes, I was dropping what they call a dirty sub, of course.
Never heard that turn of phrase, but all right, Reigel.
Reigel, copyright.
Ah, all right,
Reigel trademarked. Dirty sub.
got it. So,
Who are you, Enchantress?
And he bows to this blue tiefling.
oh, me? She says, I'm not gonna try and fake a French accent because fuck that. I'm gonna offend like everyone that lives there.
Fair enough.
I am Lavo.
Lavo?
Lavo.
Lavo!
What a pretty name, Lavo.
Indeed it is. And,
Sort of sounds like Lavo. Would you like a sub?
oh, Of course, thank you.
What kind of condiment would you like?
You're the expert, I believe.
Well,
Correct, Harry? He's like, yeah, he is.
I feel like you're sort of a sesame seed, lavender.
I will trust. Okay. Yeah.
Extra. Just for you.
Thank you. She was like, so, Harry, are you going to be in town for a while? He's like, actually, I am. You still have your apartment? He's like, I do. He's like, all right. And she's like, right, I have to go do a airborne scan. And she actually kisses him and says, I will see you tonight. And walks out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Harry. I did not know.
No, it's alright. You weren't flirting with her too bad. And she's not my wife yet. Gosh, how many years? I should probably get to doing that, though.
You should give her a sub.
I think that's more your style, buddy. Yeah, no, I met her when we were in the military. She's actually from Paris, but we did joint task force with the French Navy. She was on another carrier, and
Just hit it off.
I mean, yeah, Sid, the French girls, you know what I mean, right? Come on.
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, that granted, probably some of it's lost on you because you grew up here, but I'm from the Bronx, man. Come on. Like, yeah. You're married, right, Reigel?
Of course.
How'd you go? I'm not even, guys, it's been like 5 years since we've been together. I need.
You want some advice?
Probably.
I just shrugged my shoulders.
Well, it's a long...
No offense. That's why I kind of asked the guy that's already married.
Well, it was a very long story.
Just how'd you get the proposal stuff done? I don't need like the full story. Maybe over drinks another time.
I gave her a sub with a ring in it. She swallowed it and started choking.
So you had a Heimlicher.
I had to Heimlich her.
Very romantic.
And I picked up the ring and I got on one knee and I said, "Marry me, Helga, and I will make you the happiest wife you will ever find, eat." No, I'm thinking of subs. Yeah, I will make you the happiest wife.
Gotcha. All right. So something that you and your wife both like subs. So something maybe we both like.
Something, yes, you enjoy eating.
Eating. Okay. Maybe I'm not a big fan of like the choking bit. Maybe. I got an idea. Thanks, Reigel. I think I got an idea now.
You are very welcome.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get you guys to the hotel. Sorry. Of course, I won't be joining you. I got somewhere else to sleep. But he kind of leads you out, and you kind of walk along the sign, and you can see, of course, you can see the Eiffel Tower. You can see lots of Paris. And he ends up bringing you to a very nice hotel, as they seem to be putting you up in some pretty high-end places. Like, yeah. By the way, while you guys were in the can, he hands you, these are the case files of what we got so far. The bodies are in the field agency's morgue. Yeah, it was a mess of trying to get a mix of telling the families that the bodies were still needed for investigation. And can we get this result? I hate having to hold bodies for, especially when there's someone's loved one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not. It'd be more disrespectful if we didn't try and catch them, but at the same time, it's disrespectful that I have a funeral, right?
Yeah.
But not to rush you guys. I'd rather you do the job right than fast. But yeah, you each have your own separate. Well, we booked you guys like the big room where it's like you got one common living area, 3 different bedrooms. That way you guys can collaborate with each other. That way you're all in one place when we need to find you. And in case someone tries to kill one of you in your sleep, you guys can jump over to help each other a little quicker.
It was like, okay, like that piqued my interest. Like, kill us in our sleep. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I mean, that's been like the modus operandi of these things. So if they catch that you're on their tail, they might try and kill you guys in your. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
You see Reigel meticulously putting all these subs into this mini fridge.
Pulling out the waters.
Like a full-size fridge.
Oh, it's full-size fridge?
It's like almost like a condo.
Even better, yeah. He unclips his belt, puts the condiments in there, and stacks his subs in there as well.
All right. If you guys need anything, he's like, 1 second. You see as he actually kind of taps on his watch. It has sent you guys the contact information for the field office if you need them to like run and get you guys groceries. Not sure how long we're going to be here, anything like that.
Is there a kitchen in here?
Oh yeah, got a full kitchen. It's like
Does
a
it have
full-on like condo.
I shall make the best subs in France. Paris, of course.
All right, well, you guys got my contact info if you need me. If you need anything like grocery-wise or...
I give him a long list. No. First of all,
Sid,
Yeah.
do you know of any ingredients that the French use in their subs?
Yes, we use a very particular cured ham. It's quite expensive. I will go get some. I know the best spot.
Of course. Much obliged.
So I walk over to the counter and I was like, before I go, I will set some of my luggage down. And I reach into like all my pockets and pull out like a comically large pile of like random little weapons and just throw them all on the counter. And it's like a 4-foot stack. And then I walk
It's
out
like
the door
hundreds
real
of
quick.
like these super small needle-like knives. What a couple of vials of what looks like poison.
Yeah, I walk out and I run back in and I realize I have like 3 daggers in my shoe that I need to take out, and like a gun on the back of my knee.
is there can I look in the fridge? Is there any stuff in there?
No, they didn't get anything, but like Gary's saying, hey, if you need anything, just send a message to the field office. They'll send somebody to get the groceries for you. I'll run it back up. It's all on the collective's dime.
I send them a grocery list of different ingredients.
Yep.
Sort of French ingredients that
Yep.
I might use in a sub.
Yep. If you specifically say, hey, get stuff that's like locally sourced.
Yeah.
I don't need something from like supermarket. Go to like the mom and pop shops. You guys know this place. You live here. You work here.
Yeah.
Go to the places. They are going to happily do that. It's not all the time that they get an agent that is so culinarily inclined, and you don't have like the agent's like, yeah, give me some hot pockets.
Give me some hot pockets and some fucking ramen.
Well, when it's like you're dealing with people that were former GIs.
Extra cheesy, please.
Oh, if you wanted one of those, yeah, she could have. Yeah, Hephaestus gave you a bag of holding, of course.
Awesome. Okay.
What?
Well, actually, like some of your pockets and like your jackets,
Or like bags
pockets of holding, yeah, for things like that.
I am going to look over the case files and see if there's any like locational, like.
They're all within the city's limits. They're scattered all over, anywhere from like private dwellings to hotels. To one guy even died on a park bench because he was homeless.
Is there like they're all like different sexes?
Different genders. Different.
Are there any connections with these bodies?
Not.
Should I say people, of course?
Not that has been able to be seen from this as you're looking.
Religious connections or
no religious connections.
All different races.
All different races, economic statuses, backgrounds, genders.
Would they have known through the autopsy of blood like time of death?
Time of death always was like, because most of the bodies were found. Like there was a couple bodies that weren't found for like a couple days, or people that like lived alone. But it was always in the middle of the night, either a couple days before, or the ones that were found right away was in the middle of the night.
In the houses, were there any sign of like forced entry?
There's no sign of forced entry or anything.
Okay, so they're either invited in or somehow picked the lock.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, well, and a couple of them, you notice that there's even like a couple cases where it's a husband or a wife that had their significant other sleeping next to them.
Okay.
Can I make a religion check to see if I know any of like dream?
You guys already kind of did that, and it's like, there's a lot of demons and devils that can invade dreams and kill someone in their sleep.
Okay.
But you don't have any like
Freddy Krueger's their
hard.
ass.
You don't have any hard evidence of what exact kind that might be doing this right now.
God damn it, like some Freddy Krueger bullshit. I bet that movie's in here. So.
Oh, Freddy! Literally, almost every pop culture movie exists. Lord of the Rings exists, but it's a little bit kind of like, a little close to home at times for some of the older people. But
yeah.
Most of those people are already dead, so. Like some people that were like in World War I that remember actually having to fight dragons, a little traumatized by it.
Yeah.
probably not a one you want to go watch.
Maybe we can do a night stakeout somewhere. I don't know.
And no one can tell like the different like why these people all like just got killed. There's no like connection of like weird behavior before.
There's no like marks on the body.
Not that you can tell. You probably would want to do your own medical autopsy as a doctor.
I'll go do that.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Ari hasn't like left yet. It's like, yeah, you gonna go back to the field office? You want me to come with you or?
Sure. I just
Okay.
need to go to the morgue.
I mean, she's not gonna be home for a little bit. Probably.
Yeah, because what is it, like 8 a.m.?
It's 8 a.m. Yeah, she's gonna. But then again, her like aerial patrol probably lasts about 2 hours. I should probably try and get home. Maybe I can get something ready for one. Get back to her house. Get something ready for lunch. So, I'm sorry. I'm overthinking. Sorry. Rambling. Let's go. Sorry. That's long.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go and make my own like autopsy report.
Okay.
Do I know like an estimated time of when they're gonna come back with my ingredients?
You probably would guess like an hour or two.
All right, I'm gonna walk around Paris for a little bit.
All right. Yeah. You definitely can take a nice little walk around Paris.
Looking for a little knickknacks for my
Yep.
life.
All right. So we will start. Sid, you end up finding everything you're looking for. You know exactly where to go. It's not hard at all. You speak French fluently. You are back at home.
Oh, did I take tongues? I don't think I took tongues.
Oh, people speak English as well, so.
Yeah.
Paris is pretty touristy, so lots of people speak English. Like, he speaks the actual language, and he's lived here before. This is super easy for him to find what he needs.
It's like legitimately where I'm from.
Yeah, it is. But you go down Ascalon and you return back to the field office, and you ask, hey, can you take me to the morgue? They do take you to the morgue. So where the hangar was on like the first basement, the morgue is on the second, like the sub basement. You go, and of course you meet the coroner, bookish looking gnome fella, so gives you as much as he can from his notes. It's like, but I understand if you want to take your own. I understand you're a medical professional as well. Yep.
Yes.
So roll a medicine check with advantage. Because you have previous reports to work off of. You
Medicine
have
is wisdom.
wisdom based. So you have a +9.
So 13, 14, 22.
22. As you're looking over the bodies, you do notice.
And I have proficiency in it.
Yeah, that's why you have a +9
okay.
because it's 5 + 4.
Yeah, okay.
So you're kind of looking at the bodies, and you're kind of looking around, and you're looking at like the necks of one of like the male victims. You're kind of looking at it, then you kind of, because the body's already been like able to be cut up, so you kind of look at, and you notice you pull the skin back. It appears like there was, like on the neck, like right about like here on the collarbone, there's appeared to be a little bit of like subdermal bleeding, not enough to show outside, but very small localized subdermal bleeding.
I'm gonna check like all of them to see if that's the same.
You do notice that you find evidence of some of the, like a mark like this somewhere like around the neck and clavicle area, and some of the females more down onto the chest. But it's always like it looks like it's something that caused some sort of subdermal bleeding, but it wasn't enough to leave a external mark.
And I'm gonna ask the gnome. I'd be like, do you have anything that may like any records of demons that may do this?
Demons
Or like
specifically?
devils or
Roll me another medicine check.
advantage or no?
Still with advantage, yeah. And also this guy's
16 plus 9, so
25.
yeah.
In your professional opinion, these look like hickeys.
So like I would think like a vampire or succubus or incubus. I was already leaning towards those anyways.
There's not like puncture wounds where like it would be a vampire bite, but they look like hickeys.
And I'm gonna like ask them for like files on like incubus and succubus.
Yep, they definitely have some records that they give you of like sort of records of incubus and succubus activities. And it was one of those things where it's like they had those records readily available because it was on their short list of suspicions, but they didn't have any hard evidence yet. And the thing is, like, you don't blame this gnome coroner because, like, you look at it and that subdermal bleeding was so faint. It was real hard because it just wasn't.
And the bruising could go away after a while.
Yeah,
like
exactly. But that was the thing. It's like there was no evidence of the bruising as soon as the person, because someone woke up next to him and they didn't see it. So it looked like it was almost like it was caused, but it was purposefully caused to not cause an external. But right now with this information, you're looking like you're probably dealing with incubi and succubi at this point. How many, you don't know.
It's like, aha! I found it. I think I found our connection.
But that is definitively some.
And then I'm gonna radio to them through the watch.
Yep.
Be like, I think I may have found something. So when we can, let's talk at the hotel. And then I'm gonna make sure to inform, the people at the HQ.
Right.
To be like, okay, I'm 99% sure it's succubus or incubus.
Potentially both. You never know.
Yeah.
It's like, very well, we will pass that on to Central Command and the director of our field office on how they wish for you to handle it. Odds are with these sort of things, it's just banishment, just extermination, as they're so hard to keep pinned down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go back to the hotel.
All right. So while that's happening, so this is while he's doing his examination. Reigel, you're walking around Paris, correct? You're walking around Paris, Reigel?
Yeah.
Right, you're walking around, you kind of find a couple knick-knack shops, touristy shops, looking and seeing some things. You see some wine shops. You're in one such of these sort of knick-knack curio shops. You're kind of looking around, and you accidentally bump into somebody behind you.
Oh, my apologies.
You turn around, it is a elven woman, long blonde hair, blue eyes. Oh, no, the apologies is all mine, monsieur.
Well, hello there.
Why, hello to you.
Pleasure is all mine.
And who might you
Oh, can't touch. Don't touch me.
All right.
Don't touch me. I'm sorry. Personal thing.
Right.
What are you doing around these parts?
Oh, I simply did for monsieur.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Do you mind showing me around? I have to find a gift for me wife.
Oh, a gift for your wife. Well, she must be a very lucky woman.
Oh, she is very lucky, very lucky.
But of course, what type of gift were you thinking, monsieur?
Something feminine, of course.
Right. Well, wine, jewelry, a curio of some sort?
Jewelry's a bit expensive.
It's probably paid for by our work.
Well, you guys would have learned that your negotiated contract for completing this is $2,000 for whatever you're doing as just your down payment.
Oh, they already gave us.
They already gave you $2,000. And upon completion, depending on what the threat was, they literally have you would have been given this in a dossier on the plane of how payment works. The level of the threat you're dealing with is directly correlating to the amount you get paid. But you don't know what the threat is yet because he has not finished his autopsy.
So I'm looking through my my bank account right now.
Yes, I suppose. After ingredients and whatnot.
Well, ingredients for here, your personal food for the trip is covered by the.
Oh, very well.
So far, you have paid nothing out of pocket.
I guess jewelry would be fine.
Oh, I know.
My lady.
I know a wonderful jeweler, actually not too far from here. If you would please follow me.
Of course.
There you go. She kind of leads you out of the store across the sign, across to the other side of the river, and kind of around in the more residential part of Paris. And she leads you to this very small small shop. It's a very small sign that just says jeweler. She kind of leads you in. It's not very commercialized. It looks as though, and a lot of the pieces you see are very beautifully made necklaces and rings, earrings, bracelets, anklets, and they're all nothing you've ever seen in a showroom at in New York. It looks like all of these have been made by whoever runs this store.
I'm thinking there's maybe a ring.
A ring?
A ring.
What is her taste?
She likes the color blue, of course.
Right.
And she likes very intricate, small things. She likes subs. And she likes, well, she likes me, of course.
So perhaps something with a more lionish motif?
Sure, of course.
Is she also Lankin?
No, she's not. Actually, she's she's a half elf, like you're, almost like yourself.
Oh, of
course.
But I think well, that would be a question for the owner. Papa. And you see, as like a very well-dressed elven man walks up. Ah, yes. Oh, hello, sir. What can I do for you?
Hello there. I'm looking for a ring for my
For your wife.
My wife,
right.
of course.
I see you've already talked to my daughter.
Of course, she's a very lovely daughter.
Well, it is very nice to hear that we did. Her mother and I raised her right.
I'm hoping to have kids of myself one day.
Ah. Well, I will tell you, they can be a grade A pain in the arse.
Very, yes,
You can tell he
I can
doesn't have a French accent, but his daughter clearly does.
Okay.
Yep. Very handsome man. He's like, and she was, I'm assuming, talking to you about perhaps what we might have. What could I potentially do for you?
Well, I was looking for something intricate, blue, of course. Something that will remind her of me every time she looks at it.
I think I might have some. Does she prefer gold, silver?
Silver.
Silver. All right. I think I might have something. And he kind of looks around. He kind of comes up with this very nice ring. It's a tiger head with two blue eyes. He's like, but this a little bit with a little bit of tweaking. I'm sure I could. How long will you be in Paris?
Not sure. Maybe a few days.
A couple of days. I'm sure I can if I work. I don't have many other orders currently. If I work on this, I can.
Do they look similar, the dad and the...
They
the
do
daughter?
look related, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is clearly a familial relation.
Okay.
But if you wouldn't mind, could I take a sketch of your visage to perhaps inspire the ring?
Of course.
All right. And you see he kind of sits there and he does it, and he's like, and after about like 10 minutes, he shows you, how does this look? And it's a very well done rendering of your likeness.
Very nice.
Why, thank you, sir. I tried to be an artist.
Of course, you are very talented.
Yes, I'm sure I can alter this ring to make it match your visage, including matching some of the scarring if you would like, or would you like it to be a little more pristine?
Put in a couple of scars.
Make it a little more intricate and more like you.
Of course.
Wonderful, sir. Well, that will cost you. And I need to remember French currency.
Remember French currency, god damn it.
You know what, guys? Is it? It's just a. Oh, they use a euro. I'm smart. Well, so since it's a pre-existing ring, the cost of the pre-existing ring, and then altering it, that will come out to be 1,800 euros.
Ooh,
That would basically be what you got. No. Be cheaper.
Because it's euro to US currency.
Yeah, euro to euro. I think the US is more.
All right, 1 second. US dollar.
Euro is worth more than a US dollar.
It is currently worth more. Yeah. No. US dollar. Yeah, US dollar equals 1.8 euros.
I think about it for a minute.
So it would be around like $2,000.
Yes, I might have to go into my savings, but
I look at the daughter.
Anything for my
One
wife.
euro is 1.16 US dollars. So how many euros was it?
1,800.
1,800 euros. So he's like, well, of course.
That would.
How much, Andrew, if you did the calculation?
$2,088.
$2,088.
So it's literally just-
He would round it to 2,000 US dollars. He gave you the 88.
That's literally what you got paid.
Well, that's what he got paid up front.
Yes, I suppose my wife is worth it. I suppose.
I guess.
Yes. And I handed him the money.
Yeah. The man kind of looks at you and chuckles like, "Be glad your wife's not here to hear you humming and hawing about that." So.
Oh, I'm very glad. I've been doing things. I've been doing things that she would not be happy about.
Married life, and he shows you his own ring. Married life, am I right?
Of course, and I truly.
And his daughters are like, "Papa." Sorry, you didn't. Don't tell your mother.
I lean over the counter. Women, right?
This gives you this look. Oh, God.
God.
And can I have a name for the order?
Yes, Ryan Siegel.
Ryan Siegel. Interesting. Very well, Mr. Siegel.
Yes.
It should be ready soon.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
And I leave and I head back to the apartment.
Yep. As you're heading back, you do get the message from Ascalon about what it is. And based off of what you remember calculation-wise, depending on how many succubi you deal with, each succubus is worth $20,000.
Oof. Each or just like
Each.
spread in between us?
Each succubus
No,
is
I meant like
$20,000 for each agent
Ooh.
involved in the capture or banishment.
or shipped to death.
That's essentially banishment. Essentially, 20,000 for however you get rid of them. Each. For each agent involved in the case.
Awesome.
And you would know that would include Eric. Because he is your ride.
Oh, cool. So like whatever we do, he gets.
Yep.
Awesome.
He got you here. He also is there to provide close air support. If you guys need him to,
What, do their guns shoot like steaks?
You didn't ask.
Like,
You haven't asked what sort of guns the plane has.
do they shoot swords? Like,
You don't know. You never asked him.
I was thinking because you said firearms don't work on these things. I'm just like,
You never asked
How
him
the
what the
fuck
guns
does
on the
this-
plane can shoot.
guns shoot people.
You never asked him what the guns on the plane shoot. I'm just making that clear. Seth, did you hear how much so you would be aware, as Reigel, that every succubus or incubus that is dealt with is $20,000 US for every agent involved. So you get 20,000, he gets 20,000, Sid gets 20,000, Ari gets 20,000 for every single succubus you deal with, or incubus, same thing.
Right.
I'm gonna do when I get back. I'm gonna like go because I bet there's like a data pad that they have.
Yeah, they gave you like a tablet.
That I'm gonna like look through like how like they previously tracked down succubus and incubus.
So their biggest one would be you look for places where these creatures could have possibly found their victim and then try and catch them in the act of luring someone in, or live bait of an agent.
I like how Seth looks straight at me. Okay.
Using an agent as live bait is another strategy they've used. It's risky, but as long as the agent is like aware of what they're doing
And what they're dealing with.
and what they're dealing with, so that they don't get caught extremely off guard.
Fine. I'll be
You
the
know,
bait.
I don't want to metagame, but I really think that Reigel would be the best person to go up against.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I looked at Isaac that way, I was kind of thinking like he would be like, yeah, I should be the guy to do it because Reigel is a very like horny fucking lion.
Okay, sure. You should do it.
I'm not going to tell you which one it should be. Your choice. You guys
and-
decide.
I'm also because. Is there like a park or like a big plaza that most people would be around? That
There's like the big grassy area around the Eiffel Tower. There's a bunch of Paris actually has
I
a
have an
lot of
idea for
like
that.
parks.
Because if they all like were somewhere near that, like if it's like a common area people walk by, especially since one of them was found in a park, maybe they're near a park
So
or like.
Do we have like a sending stone, like kind of like a?
No, you guys were all given like radios.
Okay, yeah.
Remember your watches.
I radio in.
Gentlemen, I have a proposition. Shall we go to a gentleman's club? Maybe Sid knows of one. I'm not accusing you of anything. But maybe there should be some incubus and succubi we could kill, maybe talk to,
That's not a fucking bad idea.
whatever.
I'm just like, yes.
Sid, what do you think?
I guess we're going.
So you're gonna go to a gentleman's club of sorts?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll lead them there.
Alright, so you go to a...
Let's wait till the night.
Okay, so you're gonna wait till the night. You guys start doing some looking, and there's some interviews, and you have to check like interviews. It's like you can see where it probably got like not like noted, but it does seem that all of them had passed through the same park within the span of like a week.
I'm just like, if this doesn't work, we're going there.
Yeah, the span of like a week. In a certain part of the city. Reigel, roll me an intelligence check.
Fuck. Oh.
Alright. I shall roll an intelligence check. Ooh, that's not bad.
I rolled a 15.
15 is the exact DC you needed.
Hell yes.
You notice that, yeah, you walked by that park when you went to the jeweler's shop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yep. It's like, oh yeah, I recognize. Yeah, you recognize that part of the city. You were just there.
Okay.
All right.
So let's go to that. Is our gentleman's club near the park? Sid.
No, all the gentlemen's club, because that's like a residential area. There's not like gentlemen's clubs in a place where it's nearby schools and shit.
Gotcha.
Paris ain't that ghetto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gentlemen, I have an idea. Follow me. Stay very far behind, but I'll meet you. Just know that I'll be coming to the hotel with a possible succubus or incubus. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not very smart on that. The history of the incubus and succubi. But anyways, follow me. Keep a close watch on me because I don't want to die, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna find where he's at and then
Okay.
shadow him.
So you're going to shadow him. Are you guys going to try and make stealth checks?
I'm gonna. First of all, I'm gonna tell these guys.
The safe word for you to come rescue me is Helga.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to make a stealth check.
Okay, so the armor you're currently wearing does not impose disadvantage on stealth checks due
Awesome.
to the nature of how it's made. Andrew, is there anything you would like to do to assist with the stealth check?
Oh shit! I have guidance.
I'm trying to. I gotta pull up the character sheet on my phone.
Just so you know, and this is what I was asking, you can cast Pass Without a Trace as a Shadow Monk with 2 key points.
Oh, I can also do Pass Without Trace as an Earth Genasi.
Really? Fuck. Sure.
Double.
Pick which one you use, I guess.
Double. The one that doesn't cost key points. You could use those later.
That's true. Alright, so are you going to cast Pass Without a Trace?
Yep, I'm gonna do Pass Without Trace.
And then I'm gonna give both him and me guidance.
Guidance can only be on one person at a time.
Well, can he use it and then I use it?
Not on the same skill check happening.
Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to me because I don't have a shit for dex.
You don't have shit for dex, that's true. Alright, both of you roll stealth checks, please.
11 plus 1d4.
Oh, right.
No, I have a 0.
No, plus 10 because of Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, so
So you're at
21,
24.
24.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sid, what'd you get?
10, 12.
Because my dex is 10. That's what I get for being wise.
17.
17? Really?
Yep.
Was that with the plus 10 from Pass Without a Trace?
No, 27.
Okay, I was about to say, how the hell?
Rolling a
I
fucking.
would have had to have rolled a 0 for that.
I was about to say, I thought so. But yeah, so you both are ghosts in the streets of Perry.
I radio in to the squad, and I say, I've misspoken earlier. The safe word is Helga's favorite sub. The all the meat subs, which has like a bunch of meats and has a little bit of ranch and a little bit of mayo. Also has a little bit of salt and pepper. She really likes that sub. Anyways, I go ahead. Okay.
So I go to the place where I first saw the elven woman.
Okay. So you go back to that curio.
And first of all, hold on. I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to borrow a cigarette from Sid.
Sid, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
May I borrow a cigarette?
A stogie.
Stogie, as you were.
Hang on, what did you say, Seth?
Can I borrow a cigarette or a stogie? A stogie. Stogie.
Yes, I will give you a cigarette. We don't have stogies.
That's literally what they call cigarettes in some countries. It's just stogies.
Okay, so I take the cigarette and
No, that's cigars, sorry.
I go to the shop. First of all, I go to a different shop. I buy a lighter, and I look very depressed and defeated. And I buy a lighter. A box of matches, of course. And then I travel to outside the store.
The curio shop where you
Yes.
Right. So you're outside the curio shop and you're just sitting
I
there?
light the cigarette and I take a couple puffs. I cough a little bit, but I inhale. And I just look very down.
Okay.
And I look for this woman.
Okay. You're not seeing her.
If I look in the shop, do I see her?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna keep
Remember,
walking.
you did have to cross the sign before you got to the shop that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you're gonna cross the sign. You're gonna head to the park.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head to the park and you sit there, same routine.
Yeah. So just
Okay.
smoking a cigarette.
Yep. Eventually, the two of you watching in the shadows do see elven woman approach. Oh, Reigel, are you all right?
Hold on. Let me gain my composure. This is out of game.
He's trying to laugh his ass off.
One shot.
Well, hello, elven woman.
Oh, that is right, Reigel. I never did give you my name.
No, you did not.
Sabine.
Sabina?
Sabine.
Sabine, very lovely name. Very, very lovely. Anyways, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, we live just not too far away. I like to take a walk in the park sometimes.
Yes, very nice,
Well,
very
what
nice.
of you? You did not strike me as a smoker.
Yes, I've decided to pick up the habit.
Oh, I can't necessarily say that is a good idea.
Yes, well,
My father used to kick the nasty habit.
I have a tendency to flirt with women when I have a wife, I'm sure you're aware of.
Oh, I wouldn't say you necessarily flirted.
I feel like I'm in need of a woman's touch, but my wife, she's a very, very aggressive woman. She doesn't like any outside contact from other women. I've kind of wanted to experiment and try a threesome before, but she did not take kindly to those words.
I don't think any.
I'm not gonna say roll a deception check, but roll a charisma check right now. Because it's not like you're necessarily lying from as much as I can gather.
Can I make a perception check to see if anyone else is around, like trying to lure other people while I'm watching him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's fucking cocked.
okay. That is a 18.
18. Right, she kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, well, when she has such a wonderful husband, I understand why she might be possessive. I wouldn't recommend cheating on your wife, right?"
Yes,
I got a 19 for my perception.
Yes, I know it's a dark thought that I have. Occasionally cheating on my wife, of course, but I just don't know anymore. She's begging me for gifts and different kinds of trying to make me branch off to different kinds of subs. And I'm just like, what the hell, woman? I stick to 4 different kinds of subs. Italian, meat sub, what else? The tuna sub. And, of course, the vegetable, vegan sub, whatever you want to call it. And everybody seems to enjoy that, but my wife wants me to branch off and try all these different subs to try to bring in more people, but it just doesn't work for me, and I don't understand why she does it. It's a total turn-off. I don't enjoy it.
It seems perhaps maybe you just need to have a little bit of business and couples counseling.
Couples counseling, yes.
You need her to understand that you like what you are doing, but you also might need to understand that perhaps the reason she's asking you to branch off is because she wants it to be more successful, the business to be more successful, because she knows that it being successful makes you happy. So why exactly, if you run a sub shop in New York, why exactly are you in Paris?
Who told you that I run a sub shop in New York?
Well, you said talking about the sub shop and you have a New York accent, so I inferred.
Do I have a New York accent?
As much as I can tell.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
She's just been stalking you this whole time.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Ooh, that is a 20.
20? You can tell that you think she inferred it, but you think she inferred it with more information than she's letting on.
Yes, well, I suppose you're right. I have to do what the wifey tells me, of course.
No, but that didn't necessarily. Why are you here in Paris? I would only think that a chef of your type would visit a place like Paris if you were trying to branch off into new culinary exploits, but if you're not okay with that, why would you come here in the first place?
Well, I'm trying to branch off, of course. Like I said, I'm very, I don't want to do it, but, I am forced to expand my horizons and try to find more delectable, whatever you have it, ingredients for different kinds of subs. As you can see, would you like a sub?
Oh, of course, thank you.
Okay.
And I pull out a French bread sub, and I can I cast? Can she see Zone of Truth?
No, but you can feel it when someone casts it on you. You know someone cast the spell.
Okay.
Would she know that he cast it on her?
He could make a deception check to make it so that she wouldn't know if he cast it on her or not. But she would know if she was under the effects or avoided the effect.
Got them both, bitch.
Enough about me. What are you doing out here?
So you casting Zone of Truth?
No.
Okay. Like I said, I was just taking a walk to clear my head.
May I join you in this walk?
Oh, but of course. I hate to leave you alone in this state. Would you put the cigarette out? Maybe just...
Yes, of course. This thing is nasty anyways.
Yeah. Much better. Come, let's walk. She starts to walk you around the park. You just start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Any questions you have specifically?
Are you from Paris originally?
Well, sort of. My parents and I moved here when I was very young, so I spent most of my formative years here, and that's why I have more of an accent than my parents do. And they're very fluent in French, although their accents tends to stay more towards the English bit, as that's where they were from. They were both from Britain. Well, my mother is Scottish, actually, but...
Do you have an occupation?
Currently, I am doing my studying in the university for my doctorate.
What university would that be?
The University of Paris, of course.
Oh, of course, yes.
My doctorate in anthropology.
Oh,
And art
anthropology.
history, yes. I have spent many a night at the Louvre.
Of course, that's very heartwarming to know that a young woman of your caliber and intelligence, of course, would seek out more mind-opening experiences such as college or whatnot, what have you.
Alright, so we're gonna go back here. You do not notice really like anyone else. You do notice that there appears to be elven man kind of like doing like exercise in the park, like push-ups and stuff. You're kind of looking at him, and he looks like he could be related to this elven woman you're talking to. But about her age, maybe a little bit older. Elves are so hard to tell, though.
With age, yeah.
In this world, it's like asking an elf their age is like asking a woman their age, but worse. Or if they're pregnant, because it's not a good idea. You never know how old they are.
Okay, I'm gonna keep a close eye on him, but still following them.
So following them, yep. So he's gonna have a chat. Yep. And eventually the street lights come on as it gets to nighttime. It's like, I'd better go home. Right. You better find your accommodations. I hope that at least a nice calm chat has helped assuage your mind of such dark thoughts.
Of course.
Your wife is a very lucky woman.
Thank you, I appreciate your kind words.
But of course, my parents did raise me nothing if not to be polite.
As she leaves, she's leaving, right?
Yeah, she's going to turn to...
Would she notice me casting protection against evil and good?
On yourself?
Yeah.
She's not looking that direction, no.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. Do I see the man doing push-ups and stuff?
Roll a perception check.
I have something maybe right after I see her leave. I don't know, I have something.
That is a 0.
A 0. You do not. You were decapitated.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cast protection against evil and good.
On yourself?
On myself, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk away back to the store.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
You see Reigel say a faint like prayer under his breath, and you see that he kind of released a small bit of a spell. And you do notice that the man exercising doesn't notice this.
I'm going to. Does he see me?
The man exercising, no.
I am going to.
At least not. You don't think so.
I'm going to act like I'm lost.
Okay.
Because a person from the America in the middle of Paris is probably lost, especially at night.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up. I'm gonna like walk around, and just like act like I notice him, and be like, "Hey, do you know the way back to this hotel? Like the hotel
Oh yes.
around the area?"
Oh, you're lost, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh, but of course. And he gives you perfect directions. I hope you find your way home safe.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. And you're American.
Yes.
Oh well, I hope you enjoy Paris while you're here.
Definitely will try.
Thank you. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and make it back safe. Although, and no offense to American cities, but Paris is a little bit safer.
Yeah. And I'm gonna walk away.
Yep. Gave off a very friendly demeanor.
Okay.
Didn't seem malicious, from at least talking to him. But yeah, that is what you got.
Okay.
That's what you're working with, boys.
Do
you all reconvene at the hotel?
No, I'm gonna radio in at the store. Kind of like a little bit like because the jewelry shop is kind of like a ways away, right?
From about the park that you guys were at, it's only like a block and a half, 2.
Okay, I'm gonna walk a little bit further, and then I'm going to radio in to the squad.
Gentlemen, I say we go to the gentlemen's club and try to find. I have a bad feeling about this woman, this elven woman, but maybe we should check out the gentlemen's club just to be sure that there's no other succubi or incubus hanging about. Maybe Sid could go, or maybe whatever your name is, starts with an A.
Ascalon, yeah.
Aslan.
Yeah, sure. I have no qualms with that.
Yeah, I'll go too.
As I'm definitely a mid-20s single guy in Paris. Yes, I would not mind that.
So are the 2 single men going to the gentlemen's club? Wow.
Are you gonna come, or are you going to?
I'm just gonna hang back.
Okay. check for
I'm
this.
gonna go, but I'm just gonna make sure things go swimmingly.
Yep. It's a pretty standard gentleman's club. Different, acting from French, more speaking in French than anything. English is of course being spoken as well, but it's pretty much what you'd expect from a similar place in the States.
Okay, yeah. Do we notice anything like out of the ordinary?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay, yeah. Ascalon just has his time, and then comes out and is like, yeah, no, nothing. I radios to him. Yeah, no, nothing came out sketchy or.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Nothing weird. Alright.
What, Andrew?
You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to hang on. Let me pull it up so I know exactly what it is. I'm going to use Primeval Awareness. I'm going to expend one spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elemental space, beings, or undead are present within 1 mile, or up to 6 miles if you're in your favorite terrain.
I would say Paris is definitively your favorite terrain.
Okay, so
cities
so
are
within up to
definitively
6
your
miles.
favorite terrain. You do sense. Where are you casting this?
Just on myself.
No, but where are you when you're using Primeval Awareness?
Oh, I'm with Aslan.
You're with Aslan? Okay. There are none in the Gentleman's Club you are in. You do sense the presence of some fiends in the city. You sense maybe 2 of them in the direction of the park that you guys are suspect of. You sense probably 3 more under the Eiffel Tower. And you sense 1 off in a residential area. So for a total of 6 of them.
Alright, so I'm going to relay that I sent 6, and I radioed to Subboy. Can't remember his name.
Reigel?
Yeah, Reigel the Bagel. I messaged to him and tell Aslan that we need to go to the residential area.
Yes.
We're going to go to the first one, the singular.
The single one?
Yeah.
Should we radio? I'm gonna ask because we're probably standing right next to each other, Sid and I.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him, should we radio in that there's at least 6?
Yeah, we should.
Base?
Yeah.
You radio that in?
Yes, because
We will pass along the information. Do you believe you can handle that? Should we?
well, they're all spread out. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say they're all spread out, so we can probably hit them one at a time
All right.
and get them banished.
Very well. So are you guys all gonna start convening on the one that you sensed in the residential district?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, so it takes you guys a little bit to get there. And you do arrive at this house. And you're kind of like out there looking, and it's some residential building. It has someone's name on it. You're not sure what's going on inside. You're not hearing any shouts, any screams. Are you guys gonna just sit and watch for a bit?
Yeah, I will for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Knock on the door. No answer.
Can I listen and see if I hear anything?
Okay. Make a perception check.
That's great. That is a 11.
11? Not really hearing much. Other than like the sounds of
Can I
Paris
grab
at
up
night.
and try and listen?
Yeah, you can try and listen for sure.
I'll do the same.
Yep, both of you roll perception.
That's a 13 without my modifier.
So plus 5.
Yeah, that's a...
18.
That is 23.
Okay, so Sid, you hear what sounds like sheets moving, like someone turning in their bed. Like it's clearly coming from inside if you have your ear up against the door, and you can hear like someone like moving in their sleep, but not anything like too. Well, both of you noticed the like tossing in the sheets slightly. Nothing too big, but then you notice this. Sid, you notice you hear a and then the shifting stops.
Sid, do you relay this information?
Yeah, I'll relay the information. Do I have any
I kick down
into the house?
You can not really like there is a window on the level of you guys, but it is dark.
I attempt to kick down the door.
Okay. Hang on.
Just act like
I'm
trying to
going
open it
to,
first. Just see if it's unlocked.
No, I got this, boys. I got this. Just look. Alright, so I'm gonna look into the window, and then I'm gonna use where is it? My shadow step. Am I standing in dim light or darkness?
You are. You can easily move yourself in between some of the street lamps into the house.
Oh, so you can just unlock
Okay.
the door.
Well, I'm gonna use shadow step and teleport into the house because I can see it, and it's when
You watch as Sid kind of steps into like a little bit of the shadowed area, and then just.
I just like sink into the ground and then pop up out of the house.
And Sid,
And
you
I
are
walk over to
inside the house, for sure.
I'm gonna unlock the door and let the rest of the crew in.
Yep. You hear, and the door unlocks and opens inward, and you see Sid standing there.
I'm just gonna like have my cane at the ready to like hit the button to go straight flail mode.
Alright. So you guys are in this house. It's like a entryway, a living room off to the side, a sitting area, and a set of stairs going up.
I dial in my flip phone subs, and my battle axe appears in my hand. And yeah,
Axe is out.
Once I see him like axe ready, I was like, oh.
You get your weapon ready as well.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, already mine as well.
Alright. So you all are you creeping? Are you going stealthily up the stairs?
Yeah.
Alright, roll stealth checks.
I'm gonna wait at the bottom of the building.
At the front door.
Yeah, at the front
essentially,
door.
Watching the building.
See if anybody leaves. Yeah.
Got it.
Are we gonna do pass without trace again or no?
No, I only get that one for long enough.
I'm gonna
But
guidance myself.
Yep.
I'm
15.
because I'm a gloom stalker in darkness. I am invisible to anything.
Yeah, you have
so I
advantage on
dark
this
vision
check.
to see me, so
You have advantage on this check. They can still hear you though.
okay.
Yeah, I got 15.
Okay.
I got 23.
23. Okay. You guys are moving up the stairs very carefully, and you come and you can see you're up on the second floor, and you can see that there is a door, like a bed, well, a door to what you're assuming is the bedroom, slightly ajar.
I'm gonna
push it
slowly open it.
Yep. You push it open and you see a form of a humanoid. Looks like it's probably a human, like laying out on the bed, kind of like he's not moving, he's pale. Both of you make perception checks.
Well, that's a nat 1. So what? 6?
Yeah.
22.
22. Sid, you notice that like on either side of like his body, like about his hips, there's like indents in the bed.
What can I do? What can I do? I'm gonna walk over and touch the indents with the end of my staff.
So as you start moving towards the indents, you notice the indents vanish. and you hear the faintest bit of movement, but you don't see anything.
Do I hear where the movement comes from?
The movement comes off of the bed and towards the window.
Okay, I am going to teleport over in front of the window.
You're going to teleport over in front of the window?
Yep.
So you teleport in front of the window, and you feel, you hear something kind of moving towards you, and then you feel almost like a cold wind just move through you.
Okay.
Yeah, and you feel that wind kind of move through you, and then as you turn around as to where the wind was, you look as outside on the window, and you can see this from a different perspective. There is a female form with wings, a tail, and horns, with their claws kind of like sank into the outside of like the window ledges, looking in at you and gives you a devilish smile. And you can see that this female form, what you watched, Reigel, is this form seemed to materialize on this windowsill as it's just perched there for a second. It doesn't seem to notice that you are down there.
Can I attempt to throw my battle axe at it?
You definitely can attempt to throw your battle axe.
Would that be strength or would that be dexterity?
I'm saying strength.
Dope.
I'm gonna allow you to use strength.
Yikes! That is a 9.
A 9.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah. It actually thuds into the side of the building, and it doesn't cut too deep, but the frost holds it fast into the side of the building for a second as it sits there. And the demonic face, it's very beautiful, smiles at Sid and Azgold for a second, and then you hear that thud on the side of the building, and the head turns to look at you.
Would I now be able to see it?
Yeah, you can both see this thing like perched on set.
Guiding bolt.
You're gonna throw a guiding bolt through the window?
Yes.
Roll an attack.
Oh, fuck. That's a 4 plus... Wisdom is my casting
You don't
modifier.
have a plus 11 to hit it, do you?
No, I have a...
Shit! I should have said move that to the athletics because
I
I
have
have
plus
a plus
9.
No, it would have been an attack roll.
I have-
It would have still been the same modifier of plus 9.
So
Can
yeah,
I
I'm
Hunter's
gonna.
Mark it?
What?
Can I Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, you can cast Hunter's Mark on it.
I would have got a 13.
So you cast Hunter's Mark on this figure, and it's looking at you, and it feels you cast this spell. It gives you a smile, and then it takes off into the sky. And I need to read something about Hunter's Mark real fast. I need to read a thing about Hunter's Mark.
Jump out, bitch. Jump, dive out the window. Guiding bolt!
But it does take to the skies of heaven.
Get the fuck down here, bitch. You see a guiding bolt fly out the window.
Hunter's Mark 5E. Check. Okay, when does the spell... What causes the spell to end? Within range. Range is 90 feet on Hunter's Mark.
Shit, how many fucking spell slots do I have for first level?
And you have it for an hour. But yes, this figure is starting to fly away. And you know that it's flying away, and it's actually flying towards the sign currently.
Towards the what?
The river.
Okay.
I'm gonna guiding bolt.
So you guys both kind of smashed through the window, made a pretty loud noise.
Mending.
Most of the glass is on the ground. But yeah, no, you both can rush out to the window and you can see this figure starting to fly off.
Range of guiding bolt. What's the
I'm
range
gonna
of
chase
guiding
it.
bolt?
You're gonna chase it?
Mm-hmm.
120 feet, I believe.
I'm gonna guiding bolt it again.
Yeah, it's within range. Roll the hit. That will hit.
Awesome.
Roll damage.
1 second. Let me pull up the spell because I.
Yeah, roll damage.
Grease. It's not. Gates. Guiding Bolt is. And I only cast it at first level, but it's still 46 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11. Do I add anything to that, or is it just a spell?
It's just a spell.
Okay.
1 second, I'm just making sure that I have this all taken care of.
Now it emanates light, so we can all see it.
Yeah, so you did how, 11 damage?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, now this creature is glowing in the night sky. And it's not super far away. Is there anything anyone else? Reigel, you can have your axe release its frost and it will fall back down into your hand and you can see this thing glowing, flying away.
Hey, Reigel. Do you have any ranged spells?
I do not.
Damn it.
Is there anything you would like to do, Sid?
Looking through my phone now.
What's the range on Shadow Step?
Shadow Step is 60 feet.
Yeah, I think it's within 60 feet of you still.
You would shadow step up
Oh.
to it?
You could Shadow Step above it if you wanted.
Well, would my
Yeah.
guiding bolt knocked it like from the sky?
No, it kept its...
Fuck.
It kept its flight pattern.
Burn, bitch, because it's radiant damage.
Yeah, it is. You're not
I
vulnerable.
will,
Damn it.
then I will Shadow Step above it and try and, like, land on top.
So you're going to try and grapple
And
it?
knock it down. Yeah.
Alright, roll me a grapple check.
I feel like it's
Actually, no, I'm going to teleport above it and try and hit it with a
Stunning strike?
with my staff.
Okay, roll the
Yeah,
hit.
stunning strike.
Roll the hit. Let's see if you hit it.
Watch it just drop out of the sky.
Uh,
Like a fucking rock.
what? And 2. So 18.
That will hit.
All right, and then I'm gonna stunning strike it.
Okay, so it's a con save.
So
Okay. What's the DC? Nope. A 5 will not work.
a 5 will not work.
So it is stunned.
Yes, indeed.
So you hit it the first attack and stun it. How much damage do you deal? So it's a +1 weapon. And it also does additional, force damage.
Let me find it.
So you do quarterstaff damage, which is whatever your monk martial arts die is, plus an additional d6 force.
That is 5 plus 6 is 3, so 8 damage.
8 damage to it?
Yep.
Alright, so your first attack hits. You both are now falling out of the sky. You can still hit it as you fall.
I'm gonna smack that bad boy again.
You have advantage because it is stunned.
And guiding bolt.
Oh, guiding bolt with advantage on the first attack, so roll to see if you crit on the first attack.
Okay. I did not.
Okay. Now you have advantage on the
did
second
hit it.
attack.
Yep, I did just hit it. I rolled a 4 and an 18. And 18 plus like 7.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Or 18 plus 8 hits.
Yeah.
So 1d8.
Oh, it's an auto crit.
4.
It's stunned.
Oh, it's an auto crit.
Yeah, when you hit a stunned target, automatic critical, I think.
So that is
I think so.
Yeah.
16.
That would be in the DM.
Double checks.
Oh wait, automatic crit. That's max damage.
No, that is double the damage dice.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. In terms of like the condition effect. Stunned. Fallen creature immediately fails. All attacks have advantage. I guess it doesn't auto crit. But all attacks have
oh,
advantage.
okay.
I like the auto crit.
And
Well, then I just hit it for 5. 9 more damage. Or
9
10 more damage.
10 more
With the
damage?
plus one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Any more attacks? You can't do an offhand because you bonus action Shadow Step. You could flurry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, flurry of blows is also a bonus action.
I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Actually,
Yeah, that is a bonus
that is
action.
bonus.
Never mind.
So you did hit it twice, alright, and so you will be falling from the sky, and you're falling 60 feet. So that is 6d10 damage. Fuck. Need to pick that back up. 2. So we
Wait, what can I do for slow fall?
So 16.
Oh, I can use my reaction. I'm gonna use slow fall as my reaction.
Alright. 22. 30. Is 30 how much do you reduce?
Slow fall reduces any falling damage you take by exactly 30.
So you take no falling damage as you fall out of the sky.
That motherfucker.
I just like superhero land and just like crunch the concrete underneath.
Yeah. It, however, takes half of that. And we said it was 30, so that means it is 15, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it thuds into the ground. Not too far away from you guys. I mean, it's about 40 feet down the street from Reigel.
I would have to run out of the house.
You would have to run out of the house or jump out the window.
Is the fall damage worth jumping out the window? I think yes.
It's a 10-foot drop.
Oh yeah, I definitely think yes.
Should we roll initiative or are we just gonna wall this thing?
At this point, we don't need to roll initiative yet. But
Okay.
I will say that was your turn. We will move on to Azgold.
I'm gonna jump out the window.
Alright, so you jump out the window. You take 1 point of fall damage.
And then
That puts you within 30 feet of this thing. And that didn't take any. Jump out a window.
oh yeah, I'm gonna run up to it and hit it with the flail.
Okay, roll and attack. It's prone. Still stunned.
Get advantage. 18 plus.
That'll hit.
Yeah, and then 1 second. I have to get to. The flail does
2d6 plus
And-
1d6 lightning.
so 3d6.
Make sure you designate which one's the lightning type.
The 6.
Okay.
The one I had to re-roll
Okay.
because it fell off the table.
So
So
how much damage does the flail itself do?
4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
And how much lightning damage?
6.
Alright, 6 reduced to... Okay. So you watch as like the flail crunches into this thing as it's still kind of on the ground stunned and not able to move. It seems to resist the lightning,
Okay, and then
but it's still hurt.
I'm bonus action spiritual weapon.
At what level?
Fuck it. I don't think we're gonna fight any. Are we gonna fight any more tonight? I don't think so. No, I'm gonna do it the 3rd level,
Just the 3rd level? Alright, roll an attack with your spiritual weapon.
and that's with the wisdom, right?
Yeah, it's also an advantage because it's a melee attack.
They were both 9s, so
That's enough.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, hits. Roll damage.
Isn't it like I'm almost there. I was moving to it while I said I was going to SH spider climb, speak with dead.
The
Spiritual weapon is
D8.
1d8, so
Plus your
it would.
wisdom.
So I have 2d8 because of its 3rd level.
Oh, so you cast it. You upper cast. No, you have to cast it at 2 levels above.
Well, it said when you cast a spell using a 3rd level or higher, the damage is increased by 1d8.
Oh, it's not 1d8 for every 2 levels?
No.
Okay. Yeah, then go for it. Oh, yeah, Andrew.
Oh, no, yeah, it is. So yeah, it's just 1d8.
So Andrew, add 3d6 damage, I guess.
Yeah, it's just 1d8.
Well, Andrew forgot his hunter's mark damage, so he needs to add 3d6. So roll 3d6.
5 damage total.
5 damage? Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't resist that at all, 'cause that's magical. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1d8. Oh, wow, 1
Plus your
plus
wisdom.
5, so 6.
6. It is still alive. And Reigel. It's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna pick my axe off the ground. I'm gonna radio into HQ.
HQ. We need the ambulance down here right away, and I give him the address.
Okay.
And then I take the axe and I run towards the incubus, succubus,
Female. It's got tits.
and I slash at it.
Alright. Run up to it. Roll me a hit. It's at advantage. It's prone. It's stunned. It's in a bad way.
Okay, that is a 14. And that is a 22.
That will hit. Roll damage. Make sure you separate out the cold damage.
Alright, that is.
D10 and then 1d6 cold.
Is he still stunned?
Yeah, it's not all effect though. For the stun.
We just figured that out.
Yeah, I just realized that it wasn't.
12 plus.
Which made me think monks are way less overpowered than I thought they were.
Plus.
Well,
How much slashing damage?
12.
So 12 slashing plus how much cold?
6.
How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna be humane as possible and cut off its head, quick and easy.
Just the axe comes down and the head is separated and immediately the body starts to just turn into this reddish pink mist and dissipate with the scent of flowers, cinnamon, and ash.
is there any like ash we can collect so no one gets a hold of it?
No, like the body completely turned into like this pinkish red mist.
Okay.
Also faintly of sulfur. But the creature is fully, and you would know this, unless you kill a demon on its, in like the hells actually, it's not dead, it will just come back later. Although since the entrances to the hells are pretty well sealed, this one's been banished for a while, before it reforms. And it is very much so dead.
Awesome. I just walk up, fist bump you. I fist bump Sid.
Fist bump back.
Alright. So it is dead, and you guys... how long does primeval awareness last? Or is it just a second?
Just 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, so primeval awareness is done. This succubus is clearly dealt with. Eventually, a ambulance arrives on the scene, as well as some police cruisers and a black van.
Yeah, I radio in like one of them's dealt with.
Yep. You come in, and you notice like the police officers get out, look at the three of you for a second, notice the suits you're wearing, give you a nod. Some people in the black van come out. They kind of look at you, notice that the body's already disappeared. That's kind of what they figured. They go and help set up and start like working with the story of, and you notice that reporters are starting to show up as well. You guys are getting out of there.
I just like
Yeah, as the reporters are showing up, you guys are getting out of there. And you notice, and you can kind of hear one of the people speaking French. Sid, you would understand based off the translation that what they're essentially saying is they're framing this as like a robbery that went bad. And that three of you are detectives and part of an international task force from Interpol to deal with some sort of issue that these criminals were having.
Oh, that nice.
he's sleeping.
Oh, that's him? Okay.
But it was, you were dealing with an issue you were dealing with something that was perhaps a repeating issue.
Gotcha.
But yes, it's about 2 a.m. I believe we can, as we didn't fully complete this, we can save it for another time as well.
Awesome, yeah, I'm getting really tired.
2-shot. But you have dealt with one succubus of the 6 that
Yeah.
Sid sends.
So the difference between succubus and incubus: succubus are female, incubus are male.
That's literally it.
Yeah, okay.
They'll both kill you the same way.
By sucking your soul out.
Yep. Whether they're actually sucking it or they're other ways. we're not going into detail on that as this is still a recording.
God,
But alright. I hope you enjoyed this first half of what apparently will be a 2-shot, not just a 1-shot.
I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Yep.
It's fun.
Good night, everybody. Or whenever you're listening to this. I've been Duncan.
I'm Isaac.
I'm Seth,
I'm Andrew.
and you're watching Dude Was My Dragon.